Wake up, gamers, because you're in the Big Think Dimension, the first gaming podcast to self-isolate and sound good. Featuring KZ Excellent.
I think video game good.
Dan and Bob Video Game.
You see that mountain? You can self-isolate on that mountain, Bob.
Oh, thank God.
And Mr. Feel.
I think Dan talks first, so don't get confused.
Here on GigaBoots.
I played over 20 games in the past week, gentlemen.
Whoa.
I have I have so much to talk about because
Not editing any of this shit.
because I picked up Namco Museum Archives Volume 1 and 2.
It wasn't 20 actual games. It was 20 NES ports.
Yeah. For those who don't know, the Namco Museum collection as a series has been really cool at times. The PS1 is where they started, and they would pack in a number of arcade titles that you would emulate the arcade version of, and you would get tons of little extras of like, here's some character design art, and here's some stuff that came in Japan and in America with the arcades to help them sell it to arcade owners. These games are $20 each and come with 10 games each, technically 11, but I'll get to that later, that are NES ports of the arcade games. You're not playing Pac-Man, the arcade game. You're playing the compromised NES version of Pac-Man, the arcade game.
That's what I think of when I think of Pac-Man.
Oh.
It's really bad. I bought both collections without realizing this. I didn't look into it too much. I was like, it's been a while since I bought a Namco Museum. I should check this out for the podcast. Every single one of them is the NES version. And I was like, God, what a nightmare. Like, some of the audio is so bad, and more importantly, all of the visuals are nightmares. Like, KZ, you've seen Pac-Land via the proxy of seeing that Smash level that is Pac-Land, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is exactly how that arcade game looks, okay? Okay, sweetie?
Yeah.
I am about to show you a picture of how fucking unreal it looks in this collection.
I bet it looks cool.
Here it comes.
Don't flinch.
Okay.
I have to find in this
Getting right up to the mic.
4.5 hour.
Here we
Let
are.
me tighten up everything like Harry Houdini before he got punched in the stomach.
One moment.
Can't hold this for long, Dan.
I was about to say, you're gonna kill Phil.
And
I wasn't ready.
Man, this sure wasn't worth it for this bit, but I like it.
it's so upsettingly compromised. Like, fucking, it looks so dumb and terrible. And the music is also...
This looks like a fake video game.
It does.
It looks like someone made up an NES screenshot.
Yeah.
It looks like, and no offense to any artists that do this on Twitter. It just looks like I re-envisioned this game as an NES game. Has no idea what NES games look like.
You're making the game look worse. Look at those houses.
Yeah, no, it's so bad.
That building on the right looks like an Atari 2600 building.
It really, like, I compared it to an Atari game while playing a lot of these. That's how rough these conversions are. So the thought that they're selling 10 of these in a pack for $20 is nuts.
Your time is limited and you chose this.
I did it for the people.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I said I would do this last week, if people recall.
Oh, God, you did.
There is
Ew.
10 colors on screen in that screenshot.
That's more than it looks, honestly. Oh, man. Yeah, these collections are really, truly awful. The first one has a bunch of really basic bitch games, so I don't know if there's an NES version of Miss Pac-Man, but this collection only has the NES version of Pac-Man, which for anyone who gives a shit about Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man's a much better fucking game. Then it has Xevious,
It is.
which is trash, and anyone who likes it is beyond my comprehension. Xevious.
Does it have Zaxxon?
It does not. I don't think Namco owns Zaxxon. I think that's Sega.
Yeah, I just wanted to say Zaxxon.
Zaxxon's real cool. So Xevious is trash. And that's kind of like all of the games on the first volume are just not the one you want. Like, it has Galaxian instead of Galaga. So you're limited to one shot at a time. There's no cool mechanic where you get the second ship joined up with you. It's just a bunch of games like that. But then the first collection, as its 11th game, has the coolest shit. Volume 1 has an 8-bit demake of Pac-Man Championship Edition that is actually really fucking stellar. Like, it is visually outstanding. It is mechanically spot on with the original. And it's a brand new NES game made by M2 in the year 2020. So...
yeah, it's neat. I remember enjoying Championship Edition 1 over 2 as well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So, like, they pack 10 bad NES conversions of arcade games that people might love with an 11th game that's really cool and people should check out. And that's $20, and I can't recommend it in the least. So Volume 1's that's the situation with Volume 1, right? Just a bunch of bad games. I think the coolest game on Volume 1 was this game that we were just cackling the whole time we were playing this. By the way, for anyone who wants to see this, we did a stream last week with it. You can go check out the VOD there. It will eventually hit YouTube. This game called Dragon Buster is fucking hilarious and actually enjoyable, even though it's rudimentary as shit. Imagine jackasses made Zelda 2 into an arcade game and then converted it to the NES. It's really fucking funny because you fight skeletons with really big swords that are scary. And if they hit you, they juggle you. And they keep juggling you. And your character literally flips upside down when he's juggled. So it is just an unbelievably stupid and funny thing. That game was enjoyable.
Oh... yeah. I remember Dragon Buster. You play it in Tales of the Abyss. It's a remake with 3D graphics and the protagonist.
Yeah, no, people were bringing that up while we were playing it, which sounded really cool.
Is it just Dark Souls in that remake? I have to know.
No, shut up.
Bob made that joke while we were playing it. It was real rough. Let's see. I think the Splatterhouse Remake, like the Chibi NES game that was a sequel sort of to Splatterhouse or whatever. It was, for those who don't know, Splatterhouse is a game on the PC Engine. But it was visually intense. So when it came to making an NES game, they thought, what if we made a funny Splatterhouse? So it's you're traveling through a bunch of horror movie tropes, but there are jokes with it. For example, one of the bosses you come into, by the way, the main character wears that Jason mask. For anyone who hasn't seen
my brain
Splatterhouse.
shorted out. I thought when you said remake, you were talking about the 2011 game.
I know, that's why I had to backpedal a shitload and use a lot of words to describe that it's not that. So, you know, you take your Jason looking machete motherfucker who's now chibi and kind of cute through this game, chopping up zombies and crazy shit, and you walk into a room and this girl's lying down on the table and out of her chest explodes like 20 face huggers that just start going ape shit and going all around the room, and you're chopping them up, and it's crazy as hell. And you finally kill the 20th one, and she just stands up, and her shirt has a hole in it, but she looks perfectly fine, and she shrugs and walks out. Like, it's really funny. That is also on Volume 1. So those are like the two main things you should care about on Volume 1. Because that's an NES game from the ground up. It's not, we converted an arcade game poorly to the NES. Volume 2 has a bunch of other games that I just felt kind of lukewarm on, but it also has Legacy of the Wizard, which I love. For those who don't know, Legacy of the Wizard is Dragon Slayer 4, and thus technically canon to the Trails of series, or Trails in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, sort of. It's weird.
It is really weird. But Legacy of the Wizard's a really cool game. We used the theme song from it for the original GigaBoots podcast series intro song. My grandfather owned this game, and it's a game I'm going to do an Avenging My Youth of hopefully by the end of this year. That thing's a nightmare to play without a strategy guide, but it's a really fucking cool game. Everything else on that collection I think is bad, except for Dig Dug 2, which is all right.
Galaga's fine.
Galaga's fine. Galaga's
what the fuck? There's a Dig Dug 2?
Yeah, Dig Dug 2 is fucking weird. I'll just show you.
Shut the fuck up. That's like chemtrails, Dan.
Yeah, Dig Dug 2's the island one. I owned that on NES.
Oh, that's cool. I never owned it. Gameplay wise, it's pretty fun. Real weird. So in Dig Dug 2, instead of crawling through tunnels and exploding enemies, you're on an island, and your main method of attack that's super effective is to use, what would you call it? A pile drive? No, what's the term? Some sort of
jackhammer.
Yeah, I was going to say some sort of jackhammer to just carve the island off from the rest of the island and sink the fuckers into the ocean. It's the funniest shit in the world to watch it happen, and it's actually a really fun and engaging game. Probably one of the highlights of Volume 2. That Pac-Land thing you can watch the stream. I'm upset the whole time I'm playing it. It's such a bad version of Pac-Land.
Xevious 2 is a nightmare. What?
It sounds like it was really good.
Tell him about Xevious 2, Bob.
Its song is like 6 notes long, repeated.
Oh no, that's even worse than Hydlide.
Yes, actually, it is worse than Highlight. People were making jokes about how Highlight was a better theme song to listen to.
Yeah, and they're all shrill.
Oh, it's so shrill. It's like war sirens.
It's awful.
It is the worst. These collections are bad. I would not recommend anyone buy them. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. It's a real bummer. I hope they do a good Namco museum sometime soon.
That'd be cool.
Didn't they do Namco museums earlier this generation that were better than this? I could have sworn I bought some.
I don't think so. Maybe on the Switch or something.
I'm gonna look it up. But that's what I played. I don't recommend Namco Museum Archives Volume 1 or 2. They're really overpriced, and nobody wants the NES versions of those games. You want the real versions.
Yeah, like at this point in time, putting the NES versions of arcade games on something is just fucking weak.
Yeah, it's weak. It's ugh. Let's go to Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's
Aside
up?
from Xevious 2.
Yeah, because I was stuck playing that one on stream.
Why you always gotta stick Bob with the hell?
Speaking of that, I played Hellsinker.
Hellsinger?
No, I played this kind of
to
make a joke about Metal Hellsinger.
God damn it, Bob.
I was gonna leave if you were gonna tell me about Metal Hellsinger.
You guys real cool. Troy Baker told me about it.
I would literally cut this out of the entire podcast.
But
I would cut everything up to Podlords.
But Hellsinker is actually, I think it's an old Dojin game from 2005 or 2006 that apparently was influential on shmups. Has lots of crazy mechanics. It's on sale right now on Steam and like really buffed itself up with all these reviews of how it changed the shmup genre. But it's neat. It's flying shooter with bullet hell mechanics where there's just constantly bullets coming at you. You have like 5 different meters or so on the sides. You boot up the game.
Ooh.
It starts the tutorial immediately. It doesn't let you play the game until you do the tutorial. Because there's so many things. I don't think the tutorial even covers half of what you actually need to know, because I can hardly get far into stage 2.
Maybe I should try this. This might be a Hitagata Happa situation where you're like, wow, this is bad. And I'm like, I love this. It is such a nightmare.
Yeah. I enjoy it more than Hitagata Happa. I understand it more, I think. But I think that's because... but yeah, it has things like, okay, you have your main gun, which one kind of power-up makes it shoot faster, another kind of power-up makes it shoot stronger. So you have to relegate how many you're grabbing of each, I think.
Is it on a single axis of slider? That's just like, oh.
No, two separate meters.
Okay, so they are not diametrically opposed.
I don't think. They might be, though.
By the way, I looked it up. There is an Namco Museum on the Switch. It's $30. It has really good arcade faithful conversions. I would recommend that. Continue.
You also have your sub weapon button, which you can hit it once and it like shows out this little drone right in front of you that you'll have a connector between you and it that's firing constantly. Or if you hold the button, you can like place down a field of damage somewhere. Like you can put it right in front of you, and it stays locked in front of you, constantly emitting damage. If you don't shoot for a while, you'll get this aura that makes bullets near you slow down, except certain kinds of bullets. You have to still watch out for some. and they're still deadly if you touch them. But if you keep them inside your aura long enough, they'll explode into like little bubbles of, I think, points. It's got a lot of things going on. Exactly. A lot of it is, I think this is what's happening.
I mean, that sounds a bit like the friction meter you see in a lot of other shooters. Like, I think Hidegata Hoppa had it, where if you keep the bullet in your aura but not let it hit you during certain mechanics, it'll build meter.
Yes, it is kind of like that.
Oh God, I may love this game. Oh no.
But yeah, it's real neat. I want to play more of it. The graphics are actually pretty nice. It has a very like lo-fi aesthetic. It's one of those where you play as a dude flying in the air instead of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then the backgrounds are typically like, the dude is 2D art, and then the backgrounds are like kind of, they remind me of the PS2 loading screen, like the PS2 main menu, where it's just squares and cubes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a neat aesthetic. And I get the plot's supposed to be insane, but I haven't really looked into that too much.
Smart.
But it definitely gives me a Ikaruga feel, whereas there's just text on screen sometimes. It seems like nonsense. It has a very weird setting to it.
What are you talking about? The plot to Ikaruga is very salient.
Yes, Bedtime Psychosis is really cool.
Oh, it's so good. Let me tell you about the chapter Ideal.
Okay. But yeah, I think it's still going to be on sale for the summer sale. It's only like $6 or $7. I suggest giving it a shot if you like these shmup sort of bullet hell games and you want to try something with just a ton of things going on.
Do you think people would be able to swallow our opinions on Big Think Dimension better if we end every segment with, but don't trust me, try it out yourself?
I don't think so.
No. No.
I was trying to be positive and everyone
Bob,
shoots me down.
known as the main villain of video games, hates all of them.
Oh, clearly, he just said, I like this, you should try it out.
He's like, you should try it out and burn in hell.
You should try it out.
Metal Hellsinger available this fall
in hell.
Shut up!
Do you think we could get Troy Baker on to talk about Metal Hellsinger?
Oh God, I hope so.
You know, hopefully we get to Podlords and find a cure. Thank you, Troy.
I played a few other things.
Oh God. That's good.
Do you also hate those two?
I played this one kind of as a joke. It's called Cyber Hunter.
It's called what?
Cyber Hunter.
Oh.
I found out this because Daniel Mod tweeted about it a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big Battle Royale game from China. First time I booted it up, I got through the character creation, and it wouldn't let me type my name in. It just wouldn't detect the keyword, period. So I rebooted it the next day, and it worked. No idea why.
Oh, good.
The main gimmick with this is you play as, or you can actually climb on everything in the environment. Like it's Breath of the Wild style. You just jump on anything, they start climbing. So that's kind of cool. And it's a typical Battle Royale format. You drop in, there's like, I think 70 plus other people in the map with you, and then it has the shrinking circle. So nothing, like, it is just PUBG. There's no two ways about it. It's also really bad. Like, everything about the movement feels a little weird. I ran over a guy 2 times for it to kill him, and that was consistent. I did it multiple times. The cars just don't work right. You just literally you drive the car through someone, and it just does a certain amount of damage. I actually won that first game I played, though. My team beat everyone, but I think that I don't know why that happened. I think it's just that the game is really bad and no one's playing it. So I wouldn't play Cyber Hunter, even though if I logged in for day 2 in a row, I would have unlocked an extra character to play as, and she looks kind of like Oscar.
Yeah, you gotten the login bonus. It's important.
Yes.
So would you not suggest people try it for themselves?
It's free. Go try it yourself. Maybe you'll like being able to drive through people. The climbing is fun, but the game seems really bad. Also, you get this kind of cool character you can customize, but then you immediately you actually put on the armor you find in the world. So you put on a helmet, and then your head is just completely the helmet. So it's like, why did I even customize all that?
So they could put it on the back of the box.
There's no box, but yeah, they definitely all the
Virtual
ads,
box.
All the ads are just like, you play
Yeah.
anime waifu girl. It's like, no, you don't.
I love anime waifu girl. Show me your armpits.
I also played Code Shifter. This is a game made by
Oh
ArcSys.
no.
It came out a few months ago. It went on sale last week on the PSN. It's a 2D action game where you get to play as pixelated versions of various ArcSys characters, like a bunch of guys from Blaze Blue, River City, all sorts of stuff. Let's see, Adobo, one of those two. He's the Double Dragon villain.
It's a Bobo.
A Bobo.
Okay,
A
yeah,
Bobo.
I'm pretty sure I played as him. Played as Ragna. Played as Soul Bad Guy.
Adobe. That's a villain.
Adobe Chicken.
Oh.
Oh no. It's Adobe. He's going to charge you a bad subscription fee for his subpar products.
Oh no. It's okay though. Eventually,
The promo art is killing me for this game.
yeah.
Yeah,
With its budget Disney Channel TV show art for these characters, but then
That is the most surreal part of it to me.
yeah.
Its
It's like
in-game looks like a Flash game from 2003.
it's really rough. It feels like there's a huge amount of input lag. You can only use the analog stick in this fully 2D game.
Hey, I'll fit right in there. I'm a freak of nature who does that anyway.
Feel at the window wearing the t-shirt.
Sicko. It's also me, but I feel like it's psychotic to not have both options.
Clearly,
Yes,
they have other functions mapped to the
No,
D-pad, right?
the D-pad does nothing. Like, I can understand if you have an idea.
Oh, good.
There's also a hub, like the main game. The whole idea is you're developing a video game, and there are bugs in it, so you go into the computer to fight the bugs. It's really dumb, but
This is a Disney TV show.
it feels like it. But when you're walking around this hub,
It looks just like them. It looks like the Tangled cartoon.
but yeah, walking around the hub feels miserable. Like you move in only 4 directions. It doesn't detect well when you want to move each one. And the characters have banjo-like speak, where they just are constantly
So it's good.
going. It's like banjo, but more digital. So I don't even know if you would
no.
like it,
Mm.
because there's like
Oh.
it's awful.
Okay, yeah, I don't like the digital thing. I like the blah, 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 like whatever noise they would make, not some. Ugh.
It's like tutorial after tutorial of super basic things like, did you know you could jump? Hitting the attack button attacks. And it's literally stopping you in your tracks constantly for these. The whole idea was...
Hey, kid,
Is it Alia?
you know you can jump.
Buy these drugs, you'll jump real good.
The whole idea is you're, like I said, going to the computer to fight the bugs. So you have a main character you're always playing as who transforms into these pixel characters. And that's the conceit. You're transforming these pixel characters. But
Are you like a human person who goes into the computer game to become the characters?
kind of, but what really kills me about this is that the gameplay around this is just so bad, it's insane. There's constantly these things
This
you have
really
to break.
is like a cartoon. Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's all these things you need to break. You can only break those in human form. If you're a pixelated man, they can't attack them. So you're always switching back and forth between the characters you actually want to play as and this Esurance character.
That's good game design, allegedly.
It's crazy. It feels really
agree.
bad. Do not buy this game, whatever you do. I know it
Oh
has
no, you're
characters.
not recommending people try it out?
Don't even try it, because this thing wants your money. It's not worth the $5 I paid. It's so unbelievably bad. I can't believe Arx has put their name on it, and it's filled with their characters. Like, it's crazy. And the last thing I played, Sin O Alice, the new Yoko Taro game on mobile phones.
Oh my god. Yoko Taro,
yeah.
isn't that guy who just wishes he was drinking and watching food TV?
Yes.
and he also tricks people constantly. Did you see his interview question that came out this week? It was just like, what do you think death is, Yoko Taro? I don't know, but I bet Amazon delivers there.
Yeah, no. The best part of this game is how many interviews he's done for it. He's apparently done over 70 of these, so they all have really great answers.
Yes.
Go look them up.
Yeah, no.
It's like
I think it's this game that's like the gotcha one where he did.
Yeah.
Where he was like, where they're like, hey, we need to come up with ideas for like designs for outfits for characters, and he specifically picked the least horny ones possible. They're like, what are you doing?
I really like. Why did you make it about fairy tales? And he's like, I wanted money.
I fucking love this guy.
So the conceit of the game is you're playing as different characters from fiction, like Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and some others. I'm blanking right now. And you're killing the other characters so that you can get enough blood to revive your Arthur.
Okay.
It's real morbid and dark, and it's kind of neat. I didn't play too much of it because it started being incredibly repetitive and not giving me story almost immediately. So I did most of chapter 1, but I don't know if I'll even go back. It has some nice art. It opens up really great. Like it's downloading the game, so it's just kind of fill time. And it's these two horrifying puppets talking to you, just telling you like awful stories. And it opens up with doing one of those 10 draw grabs, the gotcha things where it's just like 10 things at once. Is like, oh yeah, does that make you feel good? Yeah. I'd say to go try it. It's free. It's got some cool art. You might get
Give
into
it a try.
There's a really neat story that's happening. It's probably just got an insane amount of padding between each triplet it gives you. So yeah, that's everything I played.
Cool.
There's some interesting characters you can pull. You can pull the dragon from Drakengard 3 is a cute boy, which is in there for some reason.
Good.
Or Brother Near, except he's 11.
What?
I'm putting him in Big Thing to Mitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see that.
What?
My brain's struggling.
What? Okay. Sure.
Sure. Of course. That checks out. Hey, KZ.
What do you want?
What you been playing?
Oh, I played Kingdom Hearts Dark Road because that came out a couple of weeks ago at this point. That's the new extension to their current mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross.
Yeah, this is the one where you get ice cream, right?
No.
But I thought it was Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road. What happened?
No, unfortunately, it's Dark Road. It's
Shame.
they need. Yeah, it's a game where they need to. They're showing you how Xehanort went on his dark path, otherwise known as. They explained to you how they figured out how to put 2 gacha games in one gacha game.
Wait, this is still a gacha game? It's not like separate?
Yes, it is. They also share the exact same currency pool. In this, you play as Xehanort, and the conceit is like you see what he was doing when he was training to be like a Keyblade master and stuff, and you go through the story, you play missions in the same way you would do the normal thing, but it has a different battle system. It's based on these now I know you're gonna flinch a little bit. They use cards. They are the collectibles that you draw for, and they're of different colors. And the game is more focused on fast-based play, where you tap or flick depending on what setting you chose. Three cards, and then you'll attack with them, and if they're the same color, they'll get a bigger damage multiplier. The first one that you play has a specific skill attached to it. So maybe it does fire, blizzard, or like a Kingdom Hearts physical attack combo that you've seen in the games. And you put those together to try and go through the combat. It's okay. I'd say it's better than what they were doing with their main gacha thing before. It works you still pull for it in the same way. So you could either do dailies, weeklies, and stuff like that to get jewels, or you could give them real world money to get those jewels. But it's not even in that. You'd have to go to the main gacha game to get the currency. So they're not doing a good job of making me want to give them money, because I have to do multiple clicks to get to that part. But I went in there. I haven't played in a year and a half, so they gave me like hundreds of dollars worth of currency based on maintenances that I wasn't online to experience. So I got a lot of we're sorry, ooh woo money. And I went through it. It has it's a lot less focused on like exploration, because they kind of had that in the normal one where you would like tap on the screen and your character would run around a world. Here, it's just battles. You just load into a world and then you do 3 or 4 fights in a row. And it's just about the fast-paced, get in, get out type of thing. What they didn't say until the game came out was that this was secretly an idling game. And then people used the auto battle feature and realized what that is. And it really is just an idling game where you can hit auto battle, sit it down for 18 hours and go, man, he sure killed a bunch of stuff. And I did that a lot to make myself stronger.
Casey, would you recommend Kingdom Hearts Click by Sleep?
For now, yes. I think the story that they showed so far is like several times better than the material they've been using in the other mobile thing. There's actually some really decent hooks. There's a lot of new characters in it. I'm actually really interested where it's going to go with it. I'm hoping it keeps up this worldwide thing where they release the stuff everywhere. Because the main problem with the main mobile games, they don't do that. They're like 6 months behind.
Ugh.
And it makes me go, I'll just YouTube the cutscene then. There's no point in me engaging with your gacha gameplay that isn't good to get only to be behind on the story anyway. But if it's kept up and this is a little bit better than that, I'm fine with it. Aside from that, I finished up Xenoblade Chronicles. I am done with that now. I did the main game, and then I did the extra epilogue story that they added, Future Connected, which is exclusive to the definitive edition. Main game wise, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. Really, I just think it has a really good story. The combat system's really, really fun. The quests are really bad, but that's kind of expected. That doesn't really change throughout. I did quite a bit of it though the feel broke it to me that you talk to certain NPCs and then they get quests, and then I went, no, this is it. I'm done. I'm not talking to NPCs to get quests to start appearing. I have my limits.
Yeah, I went back and tried to do that for Colony 9, and it's just a nightmare.
I rebuilt Colony 6 fully, which I think was more dedication than I expected myself to do. So, which toward the end,
last time we talked about it, you were like, "It's gonna be fucking rubble."
Yeah, and I made it not rubble now, because right at the end of the game, right before next to the room, which is the point of no return, the time attack dimension opens up again. And you can now turn in the currency for that for pretty much every special item in the game. So I just did routes where I kept doing the level like 65 fight, which I could knock out in 2 minutes to get several thousand Nopon stones to get the things that I needed so I could ignore drops. And then I fully rebuilt Colony 6, and there was no special cutscene or anything to it. And I went, man, these guys could have at least tried. I did.
That's rough. Did it at least open a shop that was like really good or something?
Yes, they did open it. There's another secret shop for your 7th party member that has some of the really good like arts books, but it only appears when you've maxed out, I think, housing and commerce, and will only appear for 2 hours in the middle of the night.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I would have never known about that shit. But yeah, overall, I think the main game's good. I thought I'd talk a little bit more about the extra thing that they put out, because that seemed pretty interesting, because it's like the fresh new thing they put in there. And it's okay. I think it's several steps down from the main game. They said that they were planning on doing a little bit more with it, but it was becoming more of a situation where if they do any more, it would make more sense to make it a DLC or a separate thing to buy. So they didn't. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You know, this is already a big game. And then I played it and went, oh, it's because this thing's really cheap.
Yeah, that's what that
And
sounded like.
yeah. When you get punched with the no money, at times it's something. It repurposes and what's up?
Does it have any voice acting?
Oh, it does. It still
Okay.
has like voice acting and that stuff. It's just the way some of the stuff is presented. Like all the voice actors are back. It mainly focuses on Melia, which they got her. They got that voice actress back. It's been 10 years though, so it sounds she's a lot deeper in her performance now, to where some people would say that she does not at all sound like her character anymore. But that certainly is the same person. Focuses on picking up some plot threads there. It uses a location that they cut from the original game back on the Wii. And overall, I thought the story was okay. I'm not particularly as interested in her stuff than some of the other characters, because Shulk and Melia are the only ones in the main cast who are in this.
Oh.
They instead added two of Ricky's children.
Oh, that's rough.
Nene and Kino.
Nene and
And-
Whip.
Yes. And what's really funny is the fact that they're like, oh man, they do one fight with these characters because they they explain how they got here. And Shulk's like, yeah, you guys have been training real hard. You're the spitting image of Sharla and Ryan. And I went, that's funny. And then I looked, they have the same fucking skills. They're the exact same fucking characters.
Oh.
They copy pasted every skill onto those characters, but gave them like Nopon names. So like the girl Nene is Ryan. So instead of it having Rajor, it's called Hangry.
Oh.
And it's
That's
shit like
funny.
that. I'm like, it's just those characters, but I much preferred those characters than these small little orbs.
No,
They're not terrible.
No, you need
it's
these
just
horrifying monsters.
they're just a bit of a downgrade because I like the main cast so much. I would have preferred them being here. Then there's not enough time to flesh them out as much as I would have wanted, though. They do have like some bonding points that you can go on the map, just like the main game does, which I did do a couple of those. But the problem is it's a pretty large area, but a lot of the plot is just in that one area. And Xenoblade, the main game, has like 30 locations. So you're constantly moving to new places. Here, it's that one location for 90% of it. So when the plot progresses, there are sections where you're just fast traveling from one location you've been to another like 4 times, so that cutscenes can play out for the situations that are happening, which made it feel a little cheaper. Also, the game's core gameplay got worse. They stripped out a bunch of mechanics from it, like the skill tree system isn't present anymore. The chain attack system was removed from this as well, which it seems insane. They added a brand new system to it, where you find other Nopon that are called Pawn Specters, and they're in little safari outfits. And there's 12 of them, and you have to find each one across the open world map and do a quest for them, and then they join you. And as you get more and more of them, you'll unlock their super attack, which, compared to a chain attack, where each person would do an attack and you'd like try to match the color to get extensions on how long it can go. This, you pick one of 3 special attacks that just nuke the screen and do a special effect.
You know, I did not at any point think that the sequel part was going to be no pawn time. This seems crazy.
Yeah, they're just hanging out, and if you collect all of them, there's like a payoff quest. That payoff quest is not good. It is played for laughs. I wasn't laughing because there's a part where they're like, "Oh, we got to find this thing in here," and they're like, "No, it wasn't in here," and then they're like, "Oh, it was though, and it's glowing," and I'm like, "Show me what's in there." And they're like, "We can't do that. We have no money. We have to lie to you right now." And I'm like, "You motherfuckers." They do a fun thing where there are 12 of them and all of them are named after numbers. So it's like 1-1 or FIFA or 12 who's just named 10-2.
So KZ, tell me, does
Yeah.
this little expansion make you feel like that they're leading into a Xenoblade Chronicles 1-2?
No.
Okay. I
No,
just need to know.
No, not at all. They did some stuff where I'm like, okay, as someone who played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, later I went, oh, okay, that's neat.
You mentioned this on Twitter, but don't the Nopon characters, don't they have to swim in more shallow water than human characters do? So if you have to fight in water, they just can't do anything and you die.
Okay, so they have a bunch of quests in there that are like, beat up this fish that's just there near the tide. And I walk and I start fighting. And I'm focused on like, I gotta get my positionals, I'm hitting it, and then I look and I'm like, I'm dead. Why is it fading out? I look at Nene and Kino. They're floating on what seems to be foot-tall water, doing nothing because that counts as them in being in swim mode, so they can't fight. They're just sitting there while the fight's happening, looking at me.
We're coming. We'll help.
I died that way like 4 times.
They're offering moral support.
No, they're not. They say nothing because they're not in combat, because that's the one way to get a Xenoblade character to shut the fuck up, is to not have them fight.
What if they spew a catchphrase every 10 steps?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that's it for me. Those are the only 2 things of note that I played.
Okay. There's only one person left. Hey, Field, did you play 21 games this week?
No. I was going to play Hellblade and talk about it, but then my PC's fan stopped working, and I'm like,
Oh, shit.
why is this game slowing down so much?
Oh my-
That's a high temperature.
Oh, my God.
So I had to stop and order a new fan. Luckily, it's not. Look,
the idea
it's
that
all-
your PC dies because of a Ninja Theory game.
yeah, it's like, and I opened the case and like unplugged it and plugged it back in and cleaned it out and spun it, and it fucking wouldn't work. So I'm like, well, I'll also replace some parts since this thing is 4 years old and I haven't done anything to it since I built it, or bought it rather, because that was when I had money and didn't want to spend a whole day building a computer.
I had slight concerns that were fan related, I think yesterday, because I cleaned out the inside of this thing because it was all dusty. And then I turned it back on and I heard the fan going. And I'm like, that thing's going slower than usual. So I just hit the PC and then it worked again. I think there was just an extra clump of dust or something stuck on one of the blades, and then it just fell.
Yeah. But yeah, some within the next month, because Amazon is still kind of in the, we'll send you stuff really slowly. It'll get there, I promise. It's coming. They're still in that mode for a lot of things, so it may
Not
be a little
Tier
bit before
1.
I get back to Hellblade. Did I play anything else? Nothing I want to talk about. Not till next week. Although we didn't talk about Donkey Kong 64 at all, and I think Dan and Bob need to give some opinions.
I think we can get away with just getting to the fucking pod lord, because you made me happy at under an hour.
Okay.
No, that's bullshit. I didn't fucking die on that hill for nothing. So we played Donkey Kong
I'll
64.
cut it out, motherfucker.
So we played Donkey Kong 64. All 4 of us were there. Bob, how would you describe the experience?
Kind of soul crushing, but not quite as bad as Banjo-Tooie.
Kind of soul crushing. Has it almost? I'm sort of crippled energy to it.
Yeah, it wasn't as painful as I saw it would be. Honestly, it's not good. It's really bad. It's bad in every way, but still.
Should people try it for themselves?
Probably not.
No.
Yes, you know what? You should try it for yourself, because certain people who do art for this channel watched that stream and was like, oh, I gotta play it again.
What? No way.
Did Zorfep say that?
Yes.
Dude, come on. What you?
Maybe the Wii U version really
who said,
oozes out.
I played that with my girlfriend. I didn't know she hated it until we were 80 hours in.
The sounds it makes are actually fun, unlike Banjo. So every time it's like Donkey Kong.
Fuck you, those sounds are fun.
I like that a lot. Sometimes when it just be like dog, dog, dog. I'm just like,
dog.
Okay, that's all you like. Unless you're a big fan of Lanky Kong's noises.
I like a lot of Lanky's animations. There's some genuinely
The jet.
delightful things in Donkey Kong 64, but
Like the final boss.
everything about the design is terrible. I would argue it's worse than Banjo-Kazooie, but better than Banjo-Tooie, but in weird
That is
ways.
also my read, yeah.
I mean, Banjo-Tooie had unique bosses the whole time.
Right. That's why I said in weird ways. Like, at the end of the day, I'd rather play through DK64 again than Banjo-Tooie, but that's because Banjo-Tooie is so much longer and, like, content-wise, I feel like, I don't know, there's something about it design-wise that's even more aggravating to engage with. But you're right.
I
It has
wonder which
multiple
one,
bosses.
in hindsight, I genuinely wonder in hindsight which one you would finish faster having played them both through once.
I think it's easier to remember what to do in DK64 than in Banjo-Tooie.
yeah, everything's such a web in Banjo-Tooie.
I feel like I would end up at the factory, do the same thing again. Meanwhile, all I have to do at that water level that I spent way too long in that fucking cave in Donkey Kong 64 is, hey, look right, dumbass.
That was what happened in that factory level in Banjo-Tooie, where you kept looking at that area and not going
That
over
factory level is 3 floors of madness.
there.
It is
Wonderful floors of wonderful fun.
it's like
I do.
it's yeah.
It's great. You have to infiltrate it by going on a train in the overworld that sneaks your way into the place.
That's cute.
I feel like if you just played the Wii U version so it actually is a video game and not a slideshow that is like you're underwater the entire time, that would probably be even more of an improvement.
Yeah, it would help.
I mean, you did have an advantage this time. You had Phil pointing out where to go, and also just pointing out that there are bananas in front of you that you could already see.
was Banjo-Tooie. We played that the highest quality we could. That was like the 360 version running on the Xbox One X. So it was running super smooth.
Yeah, it was in 4K. It was running real smooth.
So I think that if we were playing the DK64 at that grade, it would have been just unbelievably better than Tooie.
Yeah.
You're right. If there was a dimension where Donkey Kong 64 was in 4K and people in the modern day looked at the controls and said, "Hold on, let's adjust this a little bit."
Let's figure this
And
out.
said the game should have this incredible thing other games have called a draw distance.
Yes, it's really bad. Most of the time we were lost because it wasn't loading things in.
I'm like, oh no, I'm lost again. That's not the area I'm looking for. It doesn't have the really prominent feature that I remember it for. Turns out you have to get 10 feet away for that to be visible.
You're like, the buttons won't spawn on things.
But yeah, DK64 was a bit of a nightmare stream. That'll be up on the YouTube channel sometime soonish. You can also still check out the Curse of Dong Premium and Normie hoodies, along with t-shirt and mug, in a link in the description below. Zorofat
We have
did
a
the
mug?
design for that. Yeah, people demanded it immediately. And I was like, okay, I didn't put a mug because I didn't think people fucking cared, but here you go. Here's a mug.
that makes a little bit more sense, you know. Fits a bit more. Surprised we didn't have like a poster of some sort.
Okay, so what happened with the posters is I thought people were into posters, and then everyone said, no, I want a t-shirt. And I was like, what? It kind of confused me. So I was keeping the offerings a bit more limited this time than the last time, because you don't want people to frustrate themselves trying to figure out what they wanted. But now that I've only done the t-shirts, I'm hearing from my co-host that I should have done a poster. So what I'm saying is I'm in hell.
What I'm saying is that I went on there with the expectation of a poster and considered buying one, and then saw it wasn't there, and I went, oh, whatever, he knows best.
Yeah, that was also my.
That isn't a
was
bit.
my
That's literally
experience.
what my brain went to. I'm like, whatever. He's the one who made money last time on it. the millions.
By the time this podcast goes up, there will be a poster. Feel free to check that out and enjoy it. Thank you.
You literally
I will
logged
buy
onto
it.
that site, didn't you?
I can't log into that site
what
right
else?
now because I'm logged into a different one.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I'm checking out the Podlords.
The
Oh, man, the
Podlord!
Oh no, Podlord!
Yeah. Oh man. As soon as these Podlords happen, and then Dan pays me, I can buy a poster. Dan, please pay me so I can buy things from us.
Dude, fucking tell me about it. I was like, oh, cool. We get these
I
hoodies.
say that as I'm also a patron of our podcast.
Now, see, that's that. I can't even pretend to relate to that. I don't get that, but I did buy over $100 of our own merch. It was a moment of like, man,
I'm doing my part.
yeah, no, it's like fucking. Wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. I'm losing money. Yes, that's right. The Podlords. Podlords such as Danny Richardson, E. Lee Broyles.
Ely Broil.
They Podlord now.
They Podlord now?
Hoopla!
Hoopla.
One, love the hoopla. Two, sorry to they Podlord now. The last 2 times it's cut out for me, so I've never actually heard it.
Discord's a
That's
perfect
why
servant.
I just react and pretend I heard it by laughing.
Dank Mormons. Unused Jucifer data.
Ooh.
Limit cut time.
Suzushiro. Red Blaze 27. Emperor Zero. Agro's quest for the 7 Kino Emeralds so he can Thanos snap The Last of Us 2 out of existence.
Agro wasn't even there.
Yeah, no, he's safe.
That's too bad.
The greatest Chad to have ever lived. Which is a picture of a GameCube controller with no buttons. I think they changed their name, but not the image.
Okay, I was expecting like Kyle Bosman
I was expecting Chad Warden.
I was
or
kind of
Lanky
expecting that.
Kong.
Forgot to come up with something. Still recovering from Min Min Mania. And it seems to be a picture of me in the spiral freaking out meme that people keep posting.
Oh, the one where you're like in a turbine?
Yes. Yes, that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's a good one. There you go, patron. Anyway.
Yep.
Matty Mo. Oh, you thought you could get over that? You fool. You stooge. You buffoon.
Boom!
Boat ramp,
I don't
isn't it?
like that one.
I love that one. Can we get a boat ramp Podlord next week?
I was hoping for it just to be a boat ramp as a picture.
You know, I was expecting that too. It's a generic image.
It's just boat ramp, and it's literally just KZ, swim over it.
Lady Popscorn. 0 shades of wonderful because my shades melted in my car.
Oh,
Oh, Arizona, I see.
Rip shades.
Oh no! This is an arc.
Yeah, it is. A very unfortunate one. Busey's longest yeah boy ever. Breath of Fire 3 OST now available on Steam.
Raw.
The Last of Us Part 2 wishes it was Ultra Despair Girls.
I've considered running that bit multiple times over the past week, but I'm like, I don't even want to talk about The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, that's the mode I'm in.
I mean, of course, you never even played it.
Per Feel's request. P.S. What the fuck is this?
Keith the Thief?
Yeah, that's Rare's first game.
What a Chad!
Oh.
Look at that dude.
yeah, he's just flexing.
His face.
What's this guy?
His face looks like it's flexing. You notice that?
Mm-hmm. He's got a nice nose.
Very powerful. The 64th Karnov, Funky Karnov, is hidden somewhere in Dan's house. Watch out for him.
Ugh.
Oh my god, it's fucking funky.
Red-pilled Karnov.
Unknown artwork. You know, normally we should admit which one's our favorite. This one, however, this one is my favorite, and I'll go mask off for that. Me, I'm already optimized for Series X.
Son of a bitch! That, you know, I'm not comfortable with revealing the great Kingdom Hearts 3 post-credits twist, but they just decided to pop it out there.
Oh man,
They tried to trick you by making all the ports on Xbox bad.
yes, it was a ruse. DFW3K is still in the Sisyphean hell that is applying screen protectors. Oh man, how long have you been down there?
Oh no, Jesus.
Fuck. Muckbun. Patreon Arcana social link rank up 5. All DK64 carts have been banished to the nth level of H-fill. It can't hurt you anymore. I like the idea that that game doesn't get to go to hell. It gets to go to weird US localization hell.
The home for infinite losers.
Shiny Mew had to install EA Origins as part of giving BioWare a second chance and has known no peace since. That's
Yeah, that's like that's no. Come on. Oh, you're giving me a second chance? Oh, I'm so happy. Just walk across this broken glass barefoot.
yeah, basically. That's basically how that feels. Ran out of time to think of a creative name, so have a great 4th of July weekend, Big Think crew. Oh my god, it is the 4th of July weekend. We're fucked. We're here in Florida. We're so
Stay home. Do not leave.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, no, we can't leave the house for like 5 days at least.
Oh god, we're so fucked.
Find a game to death stream and do not come out.
Guys, please give us
you want to do one on Sunday?
Yeah, sure, Evergrace, let's do it.
Yes!
Okay.
We're not liable to do the things we
Deal.
say.
No.
A solemn Tonberry.
It'd be really funny though.
Solemn Tonberry, hired by Monokuma to give the students some butter.
I
That
get it.
is in fact butter.
Yep, you get it.
Are you behind this? Did you tell them to make this?
No, I've never guided a single podlord.
Except for Keith the Thief up there. You absolutely did that one.
Oh yeah. No, but I mean in the did I even say
Except for this episode.
You totally said that.
did I even say make it a podlord, or did I just bring up Keith the Thief? I don't remember. The whole stream is gone.
Oh no!
I know. We ended that stream. There was a bit of silence for a few seconds. You go, I feel my own blood. Bye. And then disconnected.
That's inaccurate. I didn't say bye.
I know. I'm trying to make you sound better.
DK, aka Donkey Kunai. Toad's Tunes. KC.
Yeah.
Is that like a beverage?
It's spelt Kaycee. I do not believe it is a beverage. If there were 2 revenge-filled women on a lake and one didn't drown the other, would that be fucked up or what?
That'll be $60 and 25 hours of your time.
It depends. I'm not sure. Are either of them pregnant or are both of them pregnant? This is very important.
Are any of the... No, I can't do this.
Have you ever thought about how 2 pregnant women fighting is basically a mecha battle?
Bishibashi Haro with programmer Silky
Don't
Deguchi.
sandbag that.
Skyfire Hero is a proud new owner of a denim jacket now. Congratulations, Skyfire! Congratulations, moving up in the world. Between that and the Cheerwine, you've ascended to God.
Laughing. That's so sad.
No, it's fantastic. What a great choice you've made. I forgot to change my name. Ooh woo. I think this is like the 3rd time in a row. I'm okay with it. Kyle Bjork.
I lost my credit card. Ooh woo.
Lambu. Unironically shilling a Kickstarter game called Conscript. I'll allow it. This one's. Apple Gothic's alt of an alt account.
Okay.
I just had to look at the Get Smoked hat. in their profile image. The theme of July is bravery. No, that was June. You're a month late. July,
Yeah.
July ain't that. July. The theme of July is self-care. Thank you very much to our podlords.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Podlords.
Thanks, Podlords.
And if you'd like to become a Podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get many benefits, such as Cursed Content Club commentary tracks, where you can listen to us suffer in real time when we are streaming. Cursed Content by Committee, when you vote on what movie we will watch and do a horrible commentary track of. The movie will be horrible, not our commentary track. That will be excellent. Extended Armchair Dev Pitches, where we actually get to say our ideas, except for Kiwami, because that isn't how that show works. Early access to Mondo Cool and Bleach, our 2 anime podcasts, and other benefits, maybe allegedly. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast.
Yes, thank you, podlords.
Words.
And future podlords. Gentlemen.
I'm proud.
Gentlemen.
You guys have done well. You contained all the news to one sheet. I'm so proud.
This is fucking
Let's
insane.
start shooting it in the head then. So, that Harry Potter game is real. The big next-gen Harry Potter RPG open world game with character customization and dialogue choices is real. Then the story became very sad. Very, very sad.
Why?
Because I thought this game was being made by Avalanche Studios, makers of Just Cause and Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
It is not. It is being made by Avalanche Software, who have only ever made shovelware.
No, they made Dragon Ball Z Sagas.
Shovelware. Not only that, they are apparently very nervous because J.K. Rowling won't shut her fucking mouth.
Reasonable.
Yeah. No, that's definitely...
then the last hit, if WB Games is sold soon, it'll probably just be canceled.
I imagine that thing's pretty far along.
It's apparently...
Did we get leaks of this like 2 years ago?
If it doesn't get delayed at all anymore, it's supposed to be late next year. And if WB Games gets bought like in the next month or two, it's really high chance because, okay, like let's say 14 months out. Now you're bought by someone else and everything's restructured and reorganized. That 14 months just became a lot longer.
I could just see whatever company that they're buying it from just going, all right, WB, how much money we got to go to make sure that this just, we get this finished up, get these things out. Because I imagine the whole, like, wouldn't the Harry Potter thing work the same as the other 2 games they're making? Like the Batman game and the Rocksteady game? Like, I feel like they would also be subject to being murdered in the same way of WB Games as the...
No, because those are big franchises. Those are bigger franchises, and it's just this is the most likely time for big projects to die when a studio gets sold.
They said that it's likely going to be announced after Warner Brothers, I think it's called Fandom, which is going to be around the time they're doing a bunch of like WB announcements for like TV stuff, film stuff, games. So we'll likely see it around that area, which, all right. I was interested in it when they're like, it's like way in the past. And, I like Harry Potter, so I'm down with that. I don't read the books because I'm not a nerd. I'm down with this wizard and shit. I'm sorry, but every time someone tells me the shit they cut out of the movies that was in the books, I'm like, this all sounds lame.
No, the third fucking movie had some delightful shit in the book. Meanwhile, the movie just chopped out all the fucking joy, but whatever. I digress. The 4th book is so immense, it would have had to be its own series of 8 films.
Who cares?
The 4th movie is great. It has Dumbledore's best delivery where he says gibberish at Harry about the Goblet of Fire, and you have no idea what he said. It's very good.
I'm somebody who likes books. Shut the fuck up about, they cut stuff out of the movie. Yeah, because it's a 2-hour movie and not a 400-page book.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. I don't think the 3rd book was 400 pages. Goblet of Fire absolutely was. But either way, I need to rewatch all of those films.
At least 300.
fun fact that I am pretty aware of, I think it was the fifth book was one of, if not the longest one, shortest movie.
I hate the fifth book. I mean, I don't like any of them now, but even when I was like 17,
it's also like the worst movie, so that matches up.
I mean, I
was
watched
like, this
that
book
movie.
sucks. What the fuck is she doing? And I thought that the day it came out, and I read it.
I watched that and I went, what were they doing?
See, I watched the fifth one. That's actually the furthest I've watched them.
900 pages long.
And when I hit that point, I was just like, this doesn't feel done. Was the book in draft phase when they made this movie? This is weird. Good to know that the book also gives that feeling.
The book is just like, it feels like a filler arc.
Yeah.
And it's also 900 pages long. And it's 900 pages long.
Ugh.
How is it 900 pages?
I don't fucking know.
That's the most boring fucking film, and it's also the shortest one. What else do you got?
So Disco Elysium got picked up for a TV show, except not really.
Oh, is it a Channel Awesome movie instead?
No.
Did someone just buy the rights?
Yes, but more specifically than that, I'm trying to look up what the fucking name of this production studio is. Because they did the Sonic movie, and that's the only thing they've ever actually done. But they own the rights to Sleeping Dogs, Saints Row,
Smaller pun.
Ruiner,
What?
and like 3 other things. It's on their website. I'm trying to find the fucking list of the properties they own that they have not.
We get the
things
general
up.
idea. They just buy shit and sit on it.
I mean,
Right.
that's most of Hollywood, guys. Like, that's how it goes. You get the rights for a thing, it takes a decade, and maybe you actually make a thing. Who knows?
So like maybe it'll happen potentially. I don't think it will because again, they've been in the news like 8 times in the past decade. This thing's getting a movie. They also have Life is Strange. Life is Strange, Hawken, We Happy Few, Little Nightmares, Vampire,
Shut up.
my friend Pedro. They have all that shit and they've never made anything.
They just got
Get
my friend
outta
Pedro.
here.
I saw that.
That's insane. That's insane.
I want to see a Hawken TV show. I don't know. Am I the only one?
No, I would watch that.
That shit,
Okay.
I don't know what Hawken is.
It's Big
Hawkins-
Max.
Yeah, it's really Big Max with very realistic physics and stuff. You know, not anime shit, but like Mech Warrior sort of thing. So
Like
here's
Mech
what I
Warrior.
imagine, Bob. Okay,
Yeah.
it's serialized almost. It's kind of like imagine a G.I. Joe thing where the conflict is important and a thing, but you're doing a sitcom around it. So there's lots of inter-character drama, and every episode just has at least one giant mech thing.
As long as the giant mech stuff looks like it's from Robot Jocks, I'm behind this.
When Phil was rattling off every single thing they have a license for, it slowly started to feel like the Xbox Game Studios of video game TV show
Shut
lineups.
up. Shut the fuck up.
My friend
Casey.
Pedro,
Age of Empires
Life
TV
is
show.
Strange. It's just like B tier, F tier, W tier.
Fantastic. Maybe soon they'll
Speaking of
secure
TV
the
shows.
rights for an Evergrace TV show. What else do you have to talk about, Phil?
Shut TV.
Speaking of TV shows, Amazon Studios is doing a Fallout show. The creators of the new Westworld are involved.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Are they going to get the co-writer from The Last of Us Part 2?
TV movies. God damn it.
In more exciting news, Sony is in talks to buy Leu, who own Digital Extremes, who makes Warframe, and the developer of Gears Tactics, Splash Damage.
I mean, Splash Damage is cool. They seem all right.
Yeah, that means Splash Damage, Brink.
Yeah. They do some
Brink
interesting
2,
stuff
here we
over.
go.
Brink X Mag.
I think that I think this Splash Damage whole conceit is they're like they used to be modders for Quake and then they
Yes.
just formed a studio. So that's really
Correct.
cool.
Didn't they also assist with the development of some other large game recently, like doing map assistance on COD or something?
Yeah, they showed up in a lot of things like that. What was it?
All the Halo stuff.
Oh, Halo stuff.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. They handle all the PC Halo stuff and like some multiplayer stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the multiplayer for Gears.
But Sony is apparently working with a financial advisor to craft like an offer for the company.
Oh god, that would just shoot Microsoft.
Yeah, that's weird because if you look at it, their most recent games, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, the multiplayer for Gears 4 and 5, the Master Chief Collection PC version, and Gears Tactics.
Oh. Yeah,
that would just
not
that.
Why are they just yanking this out from under them? That's bizarre.
Yeah, I know that would just shoot Microsoft, and the other side, which would be Warframe, is just like, oh, Sony just has a fairly popular multiplayer title.
One of the biggest free-to-play multiplayer games.
I would love to see Dark Sector 2.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. If you think about a quadruple A Sony exclusive Dark Sector game, that's stupid.
God damn it, my brain went to Dark Void and not Dark Sector because I don't know what that is.
If only we gave that game a chance, Bob, then KZ would have a video to watch to find out what Dark Sector is and why you have a Dark Sector hat.
I want to play that game again.
Question, have you done a video of that or is it really old and it's not public?
Oh, no. I don't really do that. I think I've done that 3 times ever. But anyway, no, we've never done that. We should.
Because I keep thinking back to when I had to describe it to a coworker, and I was like, it's kind of bad, but the way I described it, he was like, that sounds amazing.
Are you going to do a death stream? Or are we doing that on Sunday?
Bob, is this an Armchair Devs pitch? Or are you going to be like, here's me describing this game. It's my idea, I promise. Why haven't I done that?
Okay.
Shadow Warrior 3 might be happening. I hope it's different from Shadow Warrior 2.
Why is that?
Shadow Warrior 2 was like a loot shooter with procedural levels, but not really. It was like they built chunks, and the levels would be those chunks in a specific order with randomized enemy positions.
Huh.
And the first game was just like a single player linear like boomer shooter. I'm like, make another boomer shooter.
Yeah.
I don't want to get loot.
Loot.
No, that's fair. That tone was 100% on point. That's fair. I didn't know that about the second one.
Right, I never heard that.
Hopefully the resurgence of boomer shooters will just be like, okay, we're going back to it being a boomer shooter.
Everyone's emboldened except for the people who own Duke Nukem.
It's going to be very awkward to do the character Lo Wang now, but we'll try.
But we'll try.
No.
Oh, that's bravery.
Yes,
you ever just brazenly walk into a wheat thrasher?
The idea of I don't know anything about this. So the idea of a boomer shooter that with a character named Lo Wang, I can only assume they've done Ching Chong. I can only assume it.
Not in the revival, cuz not in the new one, cuz it's a reboot of like not a Source engine, but like a what was the fucking
build engine?
First thing. Yeah, like a build engine game. And that one was yeah.
Oh, does it sound like those old ads for Hot Pocket from like 2007 where they're like, you want Hot Pocket?
That's kind of what he sounds like in the new one. They just turned it down one notch from the 1997 one.
Oh. All right, cool. Maybe. No.
Not so
Hope
much.
the game comes out. I'm excited for the video game if people are excited for it. That's my mode. There we go.
KZ, I was going to say, I don't think that game had a character named Ching Chong. It wasn't written by Jenna Marbles. Moving on to the news. Bob, you have something about Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2?
Apparently you'll be able to play as all the characters from the first game in that new one.
They just announced this after the fact, and it's on the Nintendo eShop page, and I'm just like, where was that in the original trailer?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to wonder how this game is structured. Do you just start with those people? Or
Here's my theory.
It feels like they had a marketing campaign that was going to be over the course of 6 weeks and not 3 days.
So here's my idea, Bob. This thing is Castlevania 3 on cocaine. So it's fractal paths that keep branching out more and more, and you can get 7 different characters across these incredibly wide branches.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I feel like the guide you to the new characters, though. Like, that's...
See,
I don't know.
Here's what they do, okay? Early on, they give you a choice between a new character and an old character.
Okay.
And then if you choose the old character, you can still veer towards new, but it's going to provide you more and more options of levels to go through, like in Castlevania 3, that end you up with older characters. So that way you naturally selected, whether you want a new shit or old shit. I still think that's a really good way to do that.
The game is episode based.
Yeah.
So maybe they load characters based on the episode.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe there's
Yeah,
maybe the bad ending path episode will be all the old characters and the new characters are for the true ending path. Something like that.
The first fucking level ends with Zangetz being like, "Hello, my name's Zangetz. I'm here from Cyberlife." Daniel, is that you?
I didn't put it in news, but what's that guy's name from Cyberlife?
Connor?
Connor from Cyberlife is getting an Nendroid. You can go order him.
It's true. His Nendroid's hilarious, but I can't own that.
I misheard for a second and thought Bob was talking about Cyberdyne, and I'm like, what the fuck about Skynet?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
But yeah, no, that Nendroid's really funny in my opinion. I really can't own merch for a David Cage game. I can't do that.
No, you're not allowed to. But it's really funny.
It puts the mark on you. I guess we should get to the most important news of the week, KZ.
Darn it, Dan! Don't do this again.
Sure. Which one is that? You want me to guess again?
No. Let's do the top one. I genuinely believe this is the most important news of the week.
It genuinely could be some of the most important news for the next long time. So there was a press release coming out from 2K talking about NBA 2K21, which is okay, they have a bunch of editions. Like some of them have Kobe on it because the unfortunate accident and stuff happens, so they have a special edition one for it. And then people went, wait a minute, why is the PS5 Xbox Series X versions $70?
Yeah.
That's a little bit weird. Oh no, is it happening? And then people looked into how it is they will do smart delivery for this game, or if they will, and they're like, well, to do that, what you do is you buy I think it's the Mamba Forever edition, which is the 100. I think it's some reference to, I don't know.
Yeah,
I skimmed that part. It's $100. It's basically what the ultimate edition of a game is. It gives you, from my understanding, all the content, but you'll get the PS4 version, for example, and then you'll get a PS5 version this holiday.
This is fucking insane.
Yeah, no, this is dirty.
Instead of what Madden did, because the Madden did that smart delivery thing of you have till the end of March, which they apparently walked back that thing where they gave you the deadline till March to say the deadline's till when our next game is out.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Okay.
Yeah. 2K said, hold up. What if I just charge you?
What if I just got fucking stupid?
What if I made you say, oh, you got to pay an extra $30? I was going to say $40, but apparently they're trying to set the new standard of $70 for a new AAA game on next gen, which would be the first price hike since what, 05?
Yes, 15 years.
05.
So, gentlemen, we have to have the conversation.
Oh,
The new standard being $10 more for a video game. How does that hit you? We'll start with Moderate Man and former, now rehabilitated retail worker of video games, Bob Video Games.
I still have nightmares, so I'm not reformed.
What? I like to think every time you see any sort of news or a change or a retail thing get announced, you imagine explaining it to a customer.
He works at... No, this is how much of a machine Bob is, okay?
Okay.
Anytime that sort of shit's announced, he's running through the simulations like Connor. he knows the percentages.
Can Bob die multiple times and just come back?
100%. Bob has barely evaded death to this day.
I see the simulated counter in front of me and the customer on the other side.
Yeah, he has to talk up and talk down the customer to enrage them enough to get them to do something stupid, but calm enough to not kill him.
Yes, he needs to be enraged enough to get that pre-order, but not enough to kill me.
I just bought a new Assassin's Creed last year! Ugh, and then the number goes up.
Every customer's Clancy Brown.
God!
Okay, Bob, what are your feelings on games being $70 potentially?
I understand it. I'm not entirely opposed to seeing a big dramatic jump. I feel like it'll probably get some backlash. I think that they're good or that they can't go above 70 easily. When you hit that $75 range, that's when people feel like it's $100 they're spending.
Yeah, when you're closer to 100 than 50, shit starts to collapse.
And then you look at Canada. They're already paying like what, $80 a game?
Yeah, I think
Their money isn't real.
I know it's not real.
No, money is
trying to
real.
be nice to them because they're not the British.
Now I'm thinking about that maybe people up there actually get to have a living wage from their 40-hour work week. Maybe they make enough money from that
Yes,
to live and buy things.
I pointed this out. The average wage of an American has basically not changed in 15 years. So yes, you are going to see fewer games sell at launch if this happens universally.
Yeah, I think that there's been so much the people have done was trying to do special editions and stuff. Like, look at this game. It has like 5 editions to try and get you to spend more money on it. I have to wonder if that avenue just isn't working out for them. I think that the $100 thing for both versions is psychotic. Like, don't ask people for that.
That's ridiculous. And they're going to sell so few of that.
That's criminal.
The NBA 2K crowd is addicted.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say they're crazy. They are literally addicted, and it's bad, and they know it's bad, but they keep buying it.
We should have gotten an NBA guy to talk about
outlawed.
Yeah, yes. I'm surprised that they haven't gone full free to play. Was how much of a just grinder that game is.
They don't need to. They can charge you these people $60, and then they will spend $3,000 on the card slot machine.
Because they assume everyone's already here, and they're probably right on that. I don't know how many more people they could get from selling it for free, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, it's disgusting. And then every year they get more and more like, oh, you can hardly play the game unless you spend more money.
That's going to be fucking hilarious, because as I said, like every console generation, I always check it on sports games at the beginning of a new one. And so we're going to see this game. I'm not going to get a special version, of course. And I'm just going to be like, why the fuck are we out of things to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is
this is the last game that should try and do this.
Obviously, yeah.
Absolutely.
But it could sign...
Last year we were talking about Slot Machine 2K. I'm not at all shocked by it. I can't believe these motherfuckers.
I think this might signal that publishers overall are going to 70.
Yeah, I have to wonder.
That's the conversation I'm more interested in having, just because, like, I don't know, at a certain point, you buy three $60 games, that's $180. You buy three $70 games, that's $210. That is... even people who buy a lot of games...
This feels like a chicken or something, where it feels like once one of them does it, then some of them get that little self-confidence boost, and then if enough do it, it's just going to be a stampede of $70 price game.
My opinion here is that 2K was just the first to show their hands, and that everyone in the industry knows there's a huge disparity between how much they're spending on games and how much they're charging for them. And, you know, I'm a crazy person. My thought is then reduce the cost of games. Don't make them as long. Don't make them as insane. But no one's going to back down.
That isn't a crazy take.
It's crazy for people in the industry.
Take.
I wish that this announcement would have come from a franchise or a company that wasn't giving you a game that was going to sell you a bunch of stuff inside it.
Yeah.
But it's coming from they last year's game, they showed a trailer that was a slot machine. And they're charging more. It just makes it even more like comical that it's like one of the worst publishers there is doing it, is the first one to show their hand.
Well, don't worry, KZ. I was promised by every game journalist for 8 years that if this happened, all microtransactions, loot boxes would go away, and that they're only there because these
you are
companies.
correct.
I can't wait for one of them to say, well, they didn't raise it enough, and then that person will black out and wake up on an island with a bomb collar and me looking at them through the scope of a rifle.
There's a part of this that's also, in my opinion, a little gross. If we can just ignore whatever the fuck he just said. So they made it a big deal that they're putting Kobe Bryant on the cover of this game, to celebrate him because he tragically died and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Put him on the $100 ones only.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, he's only on the Mamba Forever $100 versions. There's a classic look for him back in the day, and then a more modern one, and I think that might be one of the most gross fucking parts of it.
That's fucking vile.
Yeah, no, people will buy that.
Apparently they made a big deal like when they first announced that he was going to be the cover guy for those special editions. Like, people I want to pick that up. I listened to a podcast today of someone going, yeah, I usually don't get these, but it's cool to put them on the cover. I'll do that. I'll pick this up. So I just think that that's way too predatory and just incredibly gross on top of all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are obviously two different things, like raising price of games in general, and NBA 2K is the awful monster creature.
Like, for
that we can't fight.
To put it in other words, double dipping as a conversation is separate from Dr. Claw double dipping. Yes, Dr. Claw is a piece of shit, and no one should like that guy. But we're supposed to be, I'm more interested in talking about the $7 price point and how much that would affect our personal purchases, because obviously that's fucked up that they stuck a dead man on a $100 copy of a game exclusively. That's beyond words levels of fucking heinous.
Yeah, capitalizing on that tragedy to try and sell the ultimate edition of your game, not a normal, the $100 version, but beyond that, the $70 thing.
And it's not even the $100.
If I want a game, I'm gonna get it.
It's not even the Ultimate Edition standard. It is the Ultimate Edition where you're getting two versions of the same game on two different consoles, and that's basically it. That's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. If I want a game, I'm gonna get it. The $10 hike isn't really gonna change my resolve on it.
I think it will for me in bulk. When you look at the larger number of games I buy in a generation, I think it is going to make that tick down, because $70 will push some purchases past that point. For example, we were hoping to pick up a comprehensive number of games for these consoles. Now I'm like, fuck, they're 70 each? Eat my ass.
Yeah, no, I think there's so many things that really don't earn that. It won't feel like a next gen upgrade. It'll just be, this is the new one in this series. Imagine the new Dynasty Warriors looks identical to the last one. It's it's $70 now.
Another way to put
Imagine all the $70 anime arena fighters.
Yes, Jump Force.
Another way to put it is jumping back to the PS4 launch. I would not have bought NAC 1 for $70.
No.
60
will
was
you,
just
will you buy
low
Miles
enough.
Morales for $70?
And see, that's actually the first thing my brain thought about. I was like, Miles Morales, $60 game, as I was envisioning it a little bit ago. I was like, that seems like it could be really solid. $70, now it's $10 more than its predecessor. And there's a certain idea of the content level and everything else that needs to be in this game to justify $10 more if they're doing that.
Yeah, I have to wonder if this will be a weird thing where it's some games will release at 60 and some will release at 70.
I mean, that would be ideal. It would be ideal if everyone just got completely flexible with pricing.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of games that release this gen. It's that probably should have been $40. What are you doing releasing it at this price, Nipponichi?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Directly pulling out your gun. Yeah, this is just making me, at the start of the generation, going, yeah, please, more companies, please say your upgrade's free.
Yeah, this is
Once again, this
Please
is
don't
for
tell me
both consoles of the series. So Smart Delivery didn't save shit. Smart Delivery is an opt-in program. It's not a real feature. So it's like, how am I supposed to feel like the Xbox has a real advantage of Microsoft's letting people opt into this?
Yeah, it's
these guys also
like just last week, Avengers is like, it's free. Why would we charge for it?
But why would you buy Avengers when you could buy NBA 2K21?
imagine Avengers was like, yeah, you can buy the $60 PS4 one and it'll work even better on PS5. It'll play just like the PS5 version, or you can buy the PS5 version for $70.
Can you fucking imagine?
It's like, that's the sort of situation my head goes to.
I don't think anyone's stupid enough to do that.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're all. No, I can't think that because 2K is insane.
Yeah, what if they do a patch for 2K21 on PS4 and it makes it run as well as the PS5 version? What are they even going to add to make it better? Because it's releasing in September
Sweat.
or so. Like after that point where Sony says everyone has to work with the highest performance mode of the PS5.
Well, here's the thing, Bob. Just
Nothing?
being compatible with the highest performance mode of the PS5 doesn't mean that it is as good as your PS5 version of that game.
True. I guess it could be like, well, we're actually going to unlock the resolution.
God, this sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. No, they shouldn't have allowed this. Most of the companies should have been like, no.
See, I fucking love like, and I'm not speaking about this as a consumer. I'm speaking of this as a spectator. I fucking love both companies. I prefer Sony's approach. Let me put it that way. I like them being like, yeah, if people want to not be dicks on our platforms, we'll let them. And then 2K just walks away from their stand and they're like, hey, 2K, what you doing? You being a dick? You're not going to come over here to not be an asshole land? Is that okay? That's fine. You do you, man. Because like neither of them are going to strong arm publishers into forcing cross. Because they are cross gen, right? You can play your PS4 games on the PS5, but none of them are going to be like, make the game better for free on the next gen console. Like they can't be like, make your game more expensive to make.
I want
for no additional money.
I want to know what Call of Duty's doing. I really do.
Man, we have some news about what Call of Duty's doing.
Oh no, I didn't see this.
Hey, let me talk.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't talk about the I just said an insane thing as a bit. I didn't make a real thing up.
Okay.
On a personal level, this is going to make me buy less games at launch if they're all $70. Like, maybe not a whole long time. Maybe it might only be a month because most things are $10, $20 off after a month because the industry is kind of fucked themselves in how they set up game sales.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have bought Neo 2 at launch if it was $70.
Right.
I wouldn't have bought Trials of Mana at launch if it was $70.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I would called you fool.
I might not have bought Resident Evil 3 at launch if it was $70.
Yeah.
And if I was a retail worker, they have not gotten a raise in 11 years. That's going that and again, the average number of games a person buys per year new is 2. That's the average. I'm an insane person and own like 70 PS4 games.
I'm nowhere near that. I binged last month.
Maybe not. Maybe it's closer to 50, but it's high. It's obscenely high compared to the average.
Yeah.
I buy a lot fewer of those at launch, and your customers only have so much money.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's really rough. Like even the people who binge on doing like a ton of pre-orders at once, like they have a limit. There's a point where they stop.
I think we're going to get I think this isn't going to work out the way big publishers want it to work out, which is they sell the exact same amount at launch and now have $10 per sale more. And I think we're going to get a second wave of, used sales are really hurting the industry. We're gonna get a second wave of that because of this, and we're gonna get a second wave of, well, we need these horrible microtransactions because you aren't buying our $70 games as much. I do think 70 is the absolute most they can raise it to without just literally putting the gaming industry into a recession.
Yeah. I
Like
think
if they
that's
went
the case.
if they went to 80, it would be like you'd see like a 40% drop off on some titles.
Am I being optimistic that I assume Trials of Mana would not have come out at 70 even if it had the option?
Yeah, because I don't even think it was 60. I think it was 50.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think Casey's right on that.
I just think you can't show a trailer of what that game is and be like, give me 70.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
there was any dimension I would have considered buying it if it was 60. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah, they just
So there is situations, but so you just admit there's situations where $10 do sway you.
Yeah. If I am neutral on the game. My statement was, if I'm really into it and I really want a game, I'm gonna pick it up. And those are like, like a big JRPG I'm into, or something that I'm anticipating, like Doom, like the games that'll appear in like my top 10. Like those are games that I'm really anticipating. But if it's like something like that looks interesting, I'll maybe try that. I usually never buy those at launch.
I think KZ's take is by far the most normal, like the most widespread take, and I think publishers are going to be sad learning how many people are neutral to their games.
yeah.
I think I'd buy, like, at launch, maybe like 7 games a year, something like that.
I'm nowhere near that number because I've been dirt poor until very recently.
I'm gonna look up how many games I bought
Most of that's because I do a lot of day one LP stuff. We do some spoiler casts on some stuff for me.
Yeah.
So there's not too many stuff for me games that don't even have guaranteed content on them.
I'm very
like
excited.
The only one this year that's coming to mind is like Neo 2, Resident Evil 3. I guess that Star Wars thing.
Personally, I am very excited for Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town on PS5 for $70.
That luckily Xseed is really sane about their pricing. But I do think a lot of publishers will just be like, if we charge it $60, we'll get really good PR and we don't really need it to be $70.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a mix here where we see some big publishers trying to put their big boy pants on doing 70, and I could see it backfiring on some and it just doesn't change.
Yeah, my number one hope is just game pricing diversifies more, because I think one of the best things to happen this gen was retail and all the other things stopping having a stick up their ass about any game that isn't $60. That used to instantly get you thrown under a bus. But luckily, digital is taking off so much that games that are, $40, $50, whatever, can do a lot better on the PS4 generation than in the PS3. So, hopefully, we get more diverse pricing. But more importantly than that, let me be clear. Unless the next Naughty Dog game has an incredibly compelling fucking trailer, I'm probably not picking up for $70 at launch, given the current staff that makes games there.
Yeah, no,
I counted. I bought 19 games at launch last year.
Oof.
Holy
I don't know how many I did. I do that a lot.
I was like
4.
And that's only full $60 games. I'm not counting stuff that was 40 at launch, but I still bought at launch.
I guess Kingdom Hearts 3 was last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, Bob, help me out if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Astral Chain, Resident Evil 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Death Stranding,
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
I think that was it, and that was a huge year.
Pokemon.
Oh, that's Pokemon. So that's
I feel like
it.
was there anything else on Nintendo?
Jedi.
I didn't buy Jedi. I rented that. I would not have bought that game. Just so we're just that game didn't stand a chance at 60. How the fuck would I have spent 70? But yeah, other things are just cheaper games like Indivisible, Bloodstained,
Oh, I actually missed one, so 20.
Anyway, yeah, no, this is going to be interesting to see if other people in the industry come out and they're like, TK, they're being bullied by people. We should back them up by also charging $10 more. or how the fuck this goes in the next week or two.
I think it'll be funny
It'll be fascinating to look at.
if Sony's like, well, our games are 60, and then everyone else, or like Sony and Microsoft both are like, our games are 60,
See-
and then the third party's like, no, we're charging $70. And it's
See-
like, your game looks a lot worse. What's happening?
I honestly was expecting that. That's part of, like, I was like, Sony might stick to 60 because they don't have to pay themselves.
Right.
You're hitting me with like the hypothetical messaging that would appear of publishers going, it's 70, and then Sony does some videos like, our games are $60, and then the Xbox One, everything's free with Game Pass.
I
Yeah,
did see.
That just like Microsoft must be like rubbing they're that fucking picture now. Yes.
Yes,
Games
they are
being
the sickos.
$70 because they're like, we're going to sell so many Game Passes and then wonder why people stop putting games on our platform in a year.
Oh no!
Could you imagine, real quick? Normally, when a console exists, one of the ways you pitch shipping a game on your platform to publishers and small developers is that you tell them the attachment rate. Now then, if you sell Game Pass and you sell none of your own first-party software, how do you think that affects your attachment rate that you sell publishers on? Xbox, you
Doesn't
should publish on us. We sell half a copy per console. Every 2 Xbox Series X owners owns a game.
It could be yours.
They said to the people making Friends of Mineral Town.
They said as they were talking in the padded room.
No, they'd be like, you want to put Friends of Mineral Town on our platform? Okay, if it doesn't sell 500,000 copies, we charge you $1 million.
I hope they got rid of that policy at some point. Good God. But yeah, I don't know. Some games I'll buy for $10 more. Some games I definitely won't.
Yeah, like I often buy the special edition stuff, like I'm doing that for Ghost of Tsushima, so I'm technically spending $70 on that, but I get some cool trinkets with it.
Yeah.
So I guess that there's a limit though. Like I don't feel like I'm getting anything special for spending $70 on new NBA. It probably comes with nothing except the disc. So
It comes with wanting you to spend thousands of dollars more on microtransactions.
right, that's everything. I don't know. It's
it just ensures things that I'm neutral on. I'm not gonna really invest in, but that already was kind of like a thing that wasn't happening anyway.
I sit there and think about how it's like, hey, I finally stopped being poor, and it feels like 2K's like, how dare you? How dare you have money to buy games now?
yeah,
Owned.
it's also that weird thing of you're asking people to buy the new system, which will be a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be seeing each of the games also be a significant chunk.
Which is why I don't think Sony will dive in on this $70. I think they realize why that might not be a great plan.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't think this has a strong possibility of happening, but I think it's like 20% at this point. What if like the market for games is just destitute when these consoles launch?
It's possible, yeah. This honestly is the most at-risk generation I've ever known, which is a shame because it is the greatest generation so far. It's solving problems we've had in gaming for 24 years.
It's the scariest gen you've ever known, but it's the best one you're ever gonna know.
Yeah. You can invent some cool shit next gen. It's going to be really hard to top getting us away from linear reading drives. So that way games can, better access data and not have to structure
But
every
there's no
fucking
Mario
form.
64 moment.
There might be.
There probably will be. There'll probably be a moment where you shit your pants over something so subtle and powerful that you can't even imagine it beforehand.
I watched that Ratchet and Clank trailer. And I shit my fucking pants.
Yeah, no, that
I
looks
think there's going to be stuff bigger than that.
So I got the new 4K monitor. I watched that trailer on this thing and it looks like a fucking portal into another world. Because the pixels per inch is off the chart.
That's the trailer I showed people on the new OLED, and they're like, I can't handle this. It looks like a window into another dimension. I have to go.
And that's a shitty YouTube video in SDR. We got to move on, though. We've been talking about this for a
Yes,
while.
please.
KZ, give me a stroke with the next line in your news.
Okay, so I know you guys are really excited to see more competitors in the video game space. Now, you may know Amazon Game Studios. They made a little thing called Breakaway.
Yeah.
It was like this basketball-related MOBA thing that they acquired Double Helix to make.
Yeah, that thing
It
was
failed.
alright. Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to be making some new shooting game.
Mhm.
It seems to be predominantly third person. It's entering beta.
Mhm.
I'm actually I'm highly anticipating it. It's called Crucible.
Hmm.
Strange title.
Yeah.
What? I thought this was.
This is okay. All right, let's cut away the bit. Neil, did you know that they're rolling Crucible back into beta?
I thought it was like some. No. I read that and it was like, no, it was out. Like it was out, right?
No, the bit is that Crucible has sucked so much dick that they announced that it's going back into beta.
What? Is this the first game in history to be released and then unreleased?
Yes.
With the intention to release it again later is the weirdest part.
Yeah, at least with Breakaway, they realized this is unsalvageable and just shut it down.
That thing was
I
better than
love
Crucible.
that this story is so incomprehensible. It's been in our news all week, and it didn't actually hit field because it's so unbelievable.
Yeah, it just reads as a thing you wrote as a joke.
I assumed it was in some bizarre form of early access. I'm like, I don't know. It seemed like it was fully released. That's weird. People call games that ship next week alpha. I guess they were doing that. But no, it's so much stupider.
That's nuts.
Well, that's that news. You want to move on? You want
yes.
to check viewers? What do we do?
I was actually really excited about
I'm
this
checking
next one.
viewers right fucking now.
Oh, okay.
What if they just took it offline? There's 0 viewers.
We don't need to guess. Just tell me the viewers.
Yeah, we're not going to, there's no guessing. 78.
Not for long.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more during the beta. They announced a fucking Worms game.
Yes, they announced the word.
Good.
Worms Rumble.
Uh-huh.
It's a 32-player battle royale.
Yeah.
This isn't a bit. It is real.
Let me clarify. There are 2 modes. One is deathmatch. The other is battle royale. It's not a turn-based Worms game. It's all real time.
Is this still 2D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, this looks like
No, it's 3D. Sorry, I misheard you, Bob. But it has 2D gameplay. You're still on a 2D plane, seemingly.
I'm kind of sad because it's missing the thing that all the Worms games have. There's no destructible environment to that at all.
Huh, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
Kind of
most
felt
of
a
that
little
game.
bit more sterile as a result. But yeah, the whole thing is like you blow up the map so the person's worm can fall in and then they can threaten to hurt you.
Oh my god, Bob.
Yeah.
Watching that gameplay again and knowing there's no destructibility, it reminded me of a game we played on the PS3, and I can't remember if we did a quick play of it. I'm having a stroke. It's coming back to me so hard, and there's no way I can fucking remember the name because it's a billion fucking PS3 games we played that were really rough.
Yeah, this looks really rough.
Oh my god. Anyway, what a weird game. I'm gonna check it out when it comes out. I have to know.
Yeah, I'm interested in the idea of Worms Battle Royale deathmatch thing.
I think
it's funny because we're just talking about Worms recently.
like there's nothing left of Worms
I like
in this.
Yeah, just also make a new one, please. I'd like to play Worms. Although I think there's like a fairly modern one that people can play.
Yeah, they released a Worms this gen.
They make a lot of those, so I can understand branching out, I guess, because it's not like it's a dormant IP or anything.
I need to talk about this.
All right. There's a lot of stuff that happened this week.
For example, we got confirmation that Xbox 2020 is dead, just like I reported last week, and then people were like, hey, there's still time left, Dan. Xbox 2020, they could announce the June announcement in the last week of the month.
I fucking hate you. Your order of news.
I needed this,
yes.
man, fucking... I
Yeah,
can't
after
believe
1 month they fucking failed their 2020 thing.
Yeah, how'd they announce it and not do it at all?
Imagine announcing a fitness goal to the entire internet and being seen at a Golden Corral for 6 weeks straight.
And then multiple sites have kept saying their plan was to show the Lockhart this month, but then PlayStation erased them.
Yeah, okay, let me tell you how this goes. Microsoft. If you backed down because Sony showed a good console from announcing your compromised console, guess what? Never's a good time to announce. Because
You sound like a fanboy, to be honest.
no, I sound like a person where when you do an A/B comparison of these two systems, it's going to look really bad. So it needs to be dirt fucking cheap to be affordable. People are saying it's going to sell for $250. That doesn't seem that practical. They would lose money on that 100%, but it is still possible. Once again, if you were afraid of showing it after the PS5, then never is a good time to announce it, because guess what? You have spent about 20% of your marketing time so far. Sorry, 80%, because allegedly it's going to be announced in August now. You will have spent 80% of your marketing cycle saying that the Series X is the next gen system. This is what you need. Everything's optimized for it. It is what next gen is. And then in the last 20%, you're going to go, by the way, there's this other box. It's named this. We don't want to give you concrete detail on why it's worse. It's worse. Who the fuck are you selling on that shit? What? Fuck you.
It's not worse, Dan.
Also,
It's more versatile.
You see, they're going to sell it on people that are like, well, the games are $70 now.
Well, Game Pass is $1 now.
Oh,
you
no.
you get it with Rice Krispie treats at the store now.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
You know,
no, that's,
if you're scared of the PS5, I have bad news. It's always going to be there.
Yeah, like they have more announcements for the PS5. They can just come out and shoot you any day of the week.
and that's the thing.
They're gonna announce the Lockhart, and the next week Sony will be, here's our second PS5 showcase, and just riddle them with bullets.
All right, to use Dan's example, they're going to show the Lockhart, and then PlayStation's like, here's what the create button does.
Yeah. Like, there's so much interest and splendor and sort of imaginative things you don't know about the PS5 yet. Like, what does the create button do? How does the OS look? How fast does it boot a fucking game? Sony could show any of these off at any second and your box will look crusty. So for the love of God, announce the Lockhart and fucking announce its price.
No.
Because the whole thing with the Lockhart is its price. You can't announce the Lockhart without announcing the price.
Yeah, that's why they're waiting so long. And that, I mean, if they announce the price for that, they have to announce the price of the Series X, so you have a comparison.
A comparison.
Yes, a rational company would do that, Bob. Good point. We're talking about Microsoft.
Oh no, I don't want.
We
to
tell
I
a lot
don't
of
believe
jokes
that.
about Microsoft doing stupid things. We make a lot of horrible jokes that give KZ anxiety.
Yes.
They are not going to announce the price of the Lockhart and not the price of the Series X. That is not going to happen.
One, I just like to bring up stupid shit they actually do. Anytime anybody jokes about it, it gives me a fit. Hell, the shit they actually do gives me a fit. Two, I sincerely hope you're right, Mr. Field. Because damn.
So do I. I'm usually not. I'm afraid that saying that has now condemned up to the timeline where they're like, the Lockhart is $300, and then they just walk off stage.
I'm afraid it'll be something like $333, and so that the Series X is $777.
Oh, what?
I don't know. I can't be optimistic like when I saw a tweet this week that's like, them getting rid of Mixer and closing down a bunch of stores really feels like trying to clean your books up because you want to sell a console like at a loss. And you're trying to cut costs as much as you can. And I'm like, I can't think like that. That's too smart.
I mean, that's not even smart, because Mixer was definitely losing money.
Right, so by closing it and selling it off, they get to write off on their annual stuff that, hey, our gaming division, which I'm certain Mixer is part of for some fucking reason, is making a profit. Ignore the fact that we're just trying to use this Mixer money to pad out all of the losses from the individual Xboxes.
I was listening to a lot of stuff there. Mixer fed into the Xbox budget.
Knew it! I
fucking knew it.
Of course.
I
It
think
did.
I think the Xbox, the Microsoft game division has always been profitable on paper because they put Android in it. That was a news story like 8
Like
years
their
ago.
Android apps?
Yeah, something like that. It's been it was almost a decade ago that this came out.
A decade ago, they had Windows phones, so...
It came out a
'Cause,
while back where it's like, Xbox loses money. They hide it by sticking other shit in the same division.
That's a very corporation thing to do.
Yeah. With Mixer, think about like what their ultimate strategy for that whole thing was, and that's why it's like a part of the Xbox budget. Is there's going to be a future in their brains where Mixer is really successful, right? And they got the Xbox going, but they also have xCloud going at the same time. And you'd watch a stream of the game, and then you'd like click something on the screen, and then you would play the game on xCloud, and it would be this big synergy would be going on. With all of these.
Let me draw a parallel here. This is like Google rolling Stadia into YouTube.
Yes, it's the exact same plan.
Yes, that's basically that was their plan. And then their plan of you're on your Series X watching Ninja play things on Mixer, and then you hit a couple buttons, and then you're playing the game. And now that plan is dead.
Okay,
and also our partners are our slaves.
Okay, I looked it up.
Yeah.
It has never been confirmed, but it was theorized by a bunch of people that Xbox appears profitable because it's included in the same division as Android royalty payments.
Why is Android paying them for royalties? That should
I don't know.
Yeah, that should be what's the name of the company? JavaSoft or Sun Microsystems? Because they won that lawsuit. Weird. Oh well.
There's a bunch of stories why Microsoft makes $15 for every Android device sold.
That's bizarre. All right. Apparently the game studio reveals are happening later this month on the 23rd, according to certain sites.
Yeah, it's BGC's gotten some stuff right, and then that Jeff Grubb person also just put that date in there, so I guess they had similar info.
Cool.
The Xbox Summer Games Fest demo event is like the 21st to the 27th, and since all their shit is cross-gen and can have demos in that event, it would make a lot of sense for that showcase to be during that.
That I forgot to put that in here. The press release for that's really funny because they're like, these demos will be bad.
What?
These are meant to be show floor demos, so they're going to be a lot rougher than the usual demo you would play off the store.
Then don't do that. That's the answer to that.
I always like getting these early tastes of games. I really hated last gen where we lost that. In PS3 gen, really, we lost that too. I want to play a super early build. Like the ones we got on the PS2 were rough, but that was what made it cool.
The idea of a little bit of even when E3s were coming around, the idea of like, what if publishers, like a couple of them, pick a couple of things and like put them on as a temp demo?
Yeah, like
I feel like that'd be cool.
I like doing that for the Devil May Cry 5, even though it was missing a ton of things. It was fun.
I just think there's going to be a lot of people who will play a rough demo and be like, this game seems bad, and completely ignore the fact it's an early rough demo.
Those people don't find demos.
It's an Xbox thing.
Those people don't find demos.
They don't find them this early, no.
You're not wrong.
Like, they don't know the game's out. The people who that dissuaded that quickly.
I know my customers feel.
I mean, he does. Like, the part where he said there are some customers who come in all the time who don't realize these consoles have digital stores.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're asking about Dead Island 2.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this, but every single game they listed on there is stuff that showed up during the Steam Summer Festival event. So it's just like, we're going to get the same exact demos from that. And like, that's not cool.
Fantastic.
I don't expect anything cool from this, honestly. But if they do have stuff from their new gen, like new games to play, like show floor demos of, I would love to see that.
You know,
I just don't believe it.
Like this thing that's leaking that allegedly the initiative is going to be revealing their first game, which is probably Perfect Dark, which is great. Thank you, Microsoft, for doing something after 15 years of sitting on that IP, you fucking idiots.
You morons.
You know,
Dude, fucking that last gen was the generation of Uncharted. They could have done a perfect Dark to battle that sort of thing, but they did nothing because they're jackasses. That's so stupid. Anyway, we should move on. You choose, KZ.
Okay, speaking of upcoming announcements and stuff, Square Enix did an investor thing, and they said, don't worry, we have video games. We couldn't assemble everything for E3, so there will be several games that are going to be revealed from now up until August. Those 2 months imply to me, I don't know, maybe they'll show some stuff at an Xbox thing and a Sony thing.
Yeah, that seems likely.
Yeah, just a
Please.
quickie on following up from a couple months ago when they said we're not doing an E3 thing because we can't get everything, the assets ready for a show on time, and they repeated that here, saying that they got a bunch of games they're going to show off.
I want to see more of that Platinum Games.
Yeah, I hope Babylon's Fall looks good. I hope it looks like a video game now.
I mean, it looked like a video game before, it looked like every other Platinum video game you've played before.
No, it literally looked like, this is the room you fight in. It floats in a void.
Yeah, it was like, what if it was gray and boring and nothing cool was happening?
Is there furniture? No.
What if-
Are there NPCs? No. This is combat room.
Hell yeah.
We have some late specifics coming in. We've got gameplay footage of it, but Tetris 99, the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition event, is starting July 3rd to July 6th. So when you're listening to this, it's only going to be up a little bit longer. So get online.
Yeah, you gotta hurry.
Yeah.
It's a big rush.
Yeah, because you want to get that for free. Get that 100 points to unlock it. It's got Gower Plains theme.
Call of Duty's Twitter teased a 200-player Battle Royale thing. That's it.
That's, okay.
It was a GIF of 200 people on parachutes that made, or it was enough people on parachutes to spell the number 200, like to make up the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't follow up on it though.
Okay, that's neat.
Okay.
All right.
I wonder if
I
that's
was expecting
next gen.
more by the time we hit this day, but we didn't.
Yeah, weirdly not.
Finally, the return of Mag.
We're not quite there. We need 56 more.
Oh god, it was 256.
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
it?
straight up a power. It's an 8-bit number.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Mm.
very smart.
Dreams is getting VR support.
Yes,
On the 22nd.
very excited.
The shit you guys will experience the next time you do that.
Oh yes,
Wario.
I'm so interested. I'm just sitting here and I'm like,
Oh my god.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, should I buy a PS4 Pro? God, Dreams, you make it so difficult because the PS4
You
Pro.
need it for Ghost of Tsushima.
See, that's the thing. I could have resisted it for Ghost of Tsushima, but Dreams runs better and VR looks way better on the Pro. It's a lot to deal with. Oh well. I think I'll just hold out. It'll be fine. Only a few more months.
We got some indie stuff that got announced.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Shuhei Yoshida announced the PlayStation Indies Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Said they were working real hard to get a nice mix of PS4 and PS5 indie games. And they showed like 9 of them. And yeah, that's it. There's just 9 indie games. I don't think all of these were like brand new, but some of the stuff they showed there was like Worms Rumble was apparently included in this because I linked to the blog post here. One of the first ones they showed, Fist Forged in Shadow Torch, looked interesting. It was a part of their like China Game Hero project that they do. And that one looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked surprisingly nice.
Yeah, like looked pretty polished, like looked like 2D beat 'em up esque with big lavish 3D environments.
Plays a bunny man in a robot suit.
Yeah, I got excited when that was their opening one, and then the second one they showed was like first person slow puzzle thing, and then I'm like, oh, I'll look later.
Yeah, I wish that they put these in some sort of video format event thing, like Nintendo Indies. Instead, it was just
very weird rollout. They're like, come back to the PlayStation blog throughout the day.
Yeah, it's like, Shuhei, why? Because it's a blog post of him.
Yeah.
And it just ends with, come back later. It's like, I'm here now. Give me the games.
Please.
It's so weird. The one I'm excited for here is Recompile is coming to the PS5, which is that game I played last week or 2 weeks ago or something. But it's like the really cool 3D platformer that was Metroidvania-like and had a crazy art style where everything was pixels. So that's cool.
So Ubisoft announced Hyperscape,
What?
a FPS battle royale with heavy Twitch integration. We got to get those drops, Bob.
Yeah.
I watched some streams. I can describe what this game looks like.
Oh,
like future.
they're streaming it already?
Yeah, that's how you get those drops.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they announced the game by saying it's called Hyperscape. Watch some streams.
Oh my god.
Which, the same method Apex Legends did.
Yep.
And I just logged on to Twitch. I watched a couple of streams with drops enabled. Didn't get anything yet. It's like futuristic looking. Seems like you pick from a variety of like hero style characters because you have like special ability. And it looks more interesting than the average battle royale because it's going for a more like futuristic fantasy type of thing. The weapons seem pretty cool. Time to kill seems really fast, but there's revives in it. And the Twitch integration is a little thing will pop up in your stream, and you can vote between 3 options. And some of them are like reveal, which shows everyone on the map at all times.
Ooh.
And it'll do that for like 30 seconds. Infinite ammo, like faster cooldowns on your abilities, and moon gravity. And then you just see people leaping over skyscrapers and stuff. It actually looks it looks like this might save this game and like make it actually have some more legs. But it looked okay. It's like the most interested I've been in a battle royale. But they're making me have to watch people stream it to be able to play it, so that's pretty unfortunate.
That
But yeah, it looks interesting enough. But I wanted to at least look at that a little bit. Yeah, that's about it. I saw someone do a big moon jump and like snipe someone from like 10,000 feet in the air, so that looked cool.
I'm looking at it now. It looks like it's at least got an interesting looking style to it.
Yeah, it given the amount of like boring looking games that Ubisoft puts out, it was nice to see something with a little bit more personality in it. That's it for game announcements. So Game Informer still ain't doing that great. Andy McNamara is leaving after being with them for like over 20 years.
I think that it was 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He basically founded
that
it.
dude was there for he was there for the longest time. Yeah, he said something like, I've been here since I was 19.
Jesus.
I didn't know there was any game journalist that had been in the fucking industry that long.
Okay, I see. He's leaving after 29 years.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and he was the editor in chief over there. Yeah, apparently a couple other people left from what I was seeing. So yeah, there's they keep bleeding people over there, which is unfortunate. I guess he said he wasn't leaving the games industry, so I guess he's gonna get some other gig.
Yeah, he's teasing going somewhere else. But yeah, I think that somebody was on Twitter was saying that this is the longest anyone had been in a single gaming company, like reviews outlet like this ever, which makes sense. 29 years is insanely long.
Yeah, Imran Khan, who was at Game Informer until they cut a bunch of people, said people will not know how much of a good person this dude was. Like, behind the scenes, he did a lot to do good by like his employees. So seems like it was a pretty big loss.
Yeah, I have to wonder
for Game Informer.
if Game Informer is even sticking around or what's happening, because that's literally the head guy just gone.
Mm-hmm. And most of their like video talent like left and made their own thing after they after they got cut.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think they left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they left after they were given the firing announcement.
They had
to leave the building.
I did not like seeing this guy on GameSpot TV, but he seemed like an okay guy. He just had really lousy opinions.
Bob,
Yeah.
was there anybody on GameSpot TV that you were like, they're okay?
The last set of guys isn't that bad because they just last year they gave up on hiring actors and just hired Twitch streamers, and it was fine. Like they all knew what a video game was.
They got nothing on the IGN hosts I know and love.
God, they're better than the IGN hosts because
They're wonderful.
The IGN hosts are so bad they wouldn't pass as Twitch streamers ever. Like those guys would all have sunk and never gotten anywhere.
Yeah.
I was about to counter you saying I know at least one who's a Twitch streamer now, and then I remembered that they got outed for being really shitty. Because it was the one dude who it came out that's like, you can't be on camera, you're not cute enough.
Wow.
Yeah, oopsie. A lot of dirty laundry coming out. I don't know why we saved this for last.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Evo Online is canceled because what is Mr. Wizard's actual name? Joey Cueller?
Yeah, I think that's
Yes.
right.
Joey Cueller is allegedly a pedophile.
Allegedly.
There have been accusations. We don't know if they're true. These accusations have caused him to be removed from the company. They are, as CEO, Tony Canyon is now CEO. They are working to completely remove him because he owns like half of it. So they're working to buy him out, presumably. Evo Online is entirely canceled. They have refunded everybody who paid any money for it. They were going to donate part of it to Project Hope. They are still doing that. And that's one of like 50. There's too many. There's too many to list.
Yeah.
You can look on Twitter, look into the Smash community because that seems to be where most of them are.
It's fucked up that he says that. It is actually 100% on point this time.
Yeah, there is a mix. Like one.
That wasn't
Nairo
a joke.
Was a pretty
Yeah. No.
pretty well known like pro Smash player. Nairo apparently was allegedly in a relationship where the age difference was, my understanding, 20 to 15.
Wasn't the Nairo one the one that was 24 and 14, or was that someone else?
That was a girl. That was a woman doing that.
Yeah, that was
to
a
guy.
woman with a little boy.
It's fucked up because that hit me really hard. And then someone posted in the replies to that an image of how the child looked when they were 14 and this was happening. I was like, it was bad enough with the numbers. Seeing the fucking face of a 14-year-old. Fuck, come on.
And then everybody else, many other people in the replies to that, posted very tasteless insinuations that he was lucky, which, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always happens when it's that type of situation. D1, who's known as like one of the main hosts for a lot of Smash events and like an organizer for stuff, was also outed for doing some of that stuff.
There is literally too many for us to list.
Yeah,
It's-
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
just-
those
a
are.
mess.
I just wanted to hit on those main ones. Those are the main ones for that, and that's pretty much that's the Smash stuff.
Yeah, just to cover, because there was a gap there. There was a certain period of time where, it looked like Evo wasn't going to talk about it. And tons of companies and games started pulling from Evo Online as they didn't talk about it. And then they had to announce this plan of like, make your fucking apology. We're going to buy you out. Shut the fuck up and get out. Like,
I mean, they made an announcement at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, I think they made an announcement yesterday.
Or it might have been yesterday. Yeah, it was 22 hours ago at the time of recording this, where they're like, the accusations have been made, we're investigating it. Then toward the end of today, NetherRealm, Capcom, Bamco started pulling out,
yeah.
and that statement came in.
Good fucking God. What a nightmare dimension we live in.
Yeah.
What a fucking disaster.
And it's just all that happened. I mean, Mr. Wizard just getting exposed like this would have been a great moment for Mike Z. who has repeatedly had some bad blood with him, but unfortunately he also got put on blast for some DMs just started leaking out.
Yeah, it started with DMs, and other people were talking about their history with him at con or at FGC stuff, and
people who worked on his games, and like he would go up to their desk and say, "That's cute that you're into video games," because they were reacting to like the Smash stuff, and him calling people thugs, and that thing that happened at the beginning of the month that I completely missed, where he was commentating a Skullgirls tournament and made an "I can't breathe" joke.
Yep. And so Mike Z has accomplished what not many people can, getting canceled twice in the same month. I don't even...
Like, the entire Skullgirls community made, like, an ultimate cancel statement, where leaders of, like, different, like, tournaments and other parts of the community just saying, yeah, no, stay away from us.
He's kicked out of the entire community for 2 years.
And that's, like, a lot of people are going to take this out on Skullgirls, but a lot of great people worked on Skullgirls. Mike Z is just the lead gameplay programmer. Like, a lot of people see it as Mike Z's baby because he used to be in the FGC, but there are a lot of talented people. The actual creator of Skullgirls is Alex Ahad. So...
yeah, he's just the really outspoken person behind those games, you know?
Yeah. And, like...
I mean, Alex Ahad is the one who defined how Skullgirls looks, yeah. Like, when you look at how every single character in it looks, that's how he draws.
Yeah. This is
this is
the programmer.
Rough. It sucks. It all sucks. It's super fucking terrible.
It's always sucks when somebody...
Because I can totally understand, like, the anger that people have for it, but it's like, there is a part of me that's like, don't completely punish all the other people who put so much time into, you know, this game and Indivisible as well.
Yeah, because, like, that's the thing. Indivisible is more Kinoko's baby than Mike Z's. I would hate to punish, you know, they have enough to deal with seemingly from their publisher's relationship. Then it'd feel awful to stack it, because Indivisible is such a beautiful game with a beautiful message. This whole Mike Z thing, like, if it was just those DMs, that would have been like, oh man, you posted cringe. Jesus Christ, stop creeping. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because boy, those DMs are the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Just not from the creep factor, just the way he did.
It's just very cringe. It's literally the definition of that. That would have been one thing, but then this other shit that came out.
I just almost passed out at one of them. It was just like, I like the girls for their brains, and I'm like, God, shut up.
Just shut your fucking mouth, Mike Z. Just shut up. Just fucking come back in 2024.
And that's the thing, like, for the first time I've ever seen on Twitter, Mike Z stopped tweeting.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, I know.
Which is good, because, oh my God.
For the first time, there is some situation where Mike Z shuts up.
I cannot believe, though, in the week that this happened, that people are coming out with these stories and all this stuff about Mike Z, we had multiple pedophiles outed in the FGC, which, as far as the stories that have come out so far about Mike Z, that shit overshadows it by a lot. I could not believe this has been a nightmare week in general.
Yeah,
Fix your shit.
Having followed a couple of them, it disappointed me a lot. Like the Nairo one, where he comes in, denies it, someone posts more proof, deletes his Twitter, comes back and makes one of those really bad Notepad PNG things.
Oh.
Yeah, the amount of those I had to fucking read this week, Jesus Christ.
It was.
And then there was Auntie, who is a Smash guy, I think, who was like, I'm a pedophile. Uh-oh, people are retweeting this. I better delete it and then say that I'm getting a lawyer. It's like, it's too late. It's too fucking late.
Nightmare week in a nightmare timeline.
This is
it's not
rough.
been it's not been a great couple It's not been a great week for the FGC related stuff.
If you go to event hubs, it's just like a fucking it's like an endless list of obituaries for like, this person's a pedophile, their career's over. This person's a pedophile, their career's over. This person's a pedophile, their career's over. Over and over and over.
And that's not even getting into the thing of like, who knew? Who knew about that Mr. Wizard shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all real bad.
It is rough.
I want to move things to a slightly lighter note and say, hey, all like Capcom and Namco, I assume they had announcements plans for Evo. I have to wonder where those are going to be placed. How are they going to?
Yeah, I imagine that gives them time to push it.
Right.
To like maybe Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to push it all the way out there, or if they have something they want to talk about earlier.
Because stuff at Evo is usually like more Western centric too.
Yeah, I imagine maybe SNK will push like a KOF 15 announcement. They probably plan on doing something there.
I mean, there might even be like a replacement for the online Evo that pops up.
Yeah, maybe somebody will put something together.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, obviously, nobody wants to start talking about that. Everything has just collapsed.
Oh yeah, this is a moment where your default at times can just be like, this is a lot.
Yeah, I saw various people on Twitter being like, oh, just breaking down.
In the end, this should in some way be a positive thing of the FGC can clean some shit out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could not express in words how fucking disappointed I am that this is apparently the atmosphere and shit that is going on at those. Like, the thought that this fucking community could be some sort of breeding den for these fucking assholes. These disgusting human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not millionaires, they're not billionaires, they're just esports players, and they're able to do this with just the clout. Upsets me.
It's like the players, it hit hard, but the fact that it was Mr. fucking Wizard genuinely just unnerves me to a large degree.
That's
power. Like the headlining guy. He's the one that announces like every game for Evo. He is the face. You hardly see the cannons.
Yeah. It's genuinely upsetting.
It's just it's horrifying. Because, there's just some story about how there's just a lot of stuff coming out about him that's genuinely nightmarish.
I had to stop reading the thing about the get abused. It was too fucking horrible.
Yeah, but yeah, that's good. That happened. It was nice to see the amount of people at the FGC just coming out and being like, "We need to be better than this." Seeing those people like going, "Yeah, I'm not showing up to this." You nuts! I can't believe he actually made a statement though. That was nuts.
That was that apology's fucking pathetic.
His fucking apology. I was young, man.
He should have fucking shut up, taken whatever money he got from fucking selling his shares, and just vanished forever. That's all.
I don't know in what universe you would think people are willing to listen to you.
These motherfuckers always think they're fucking wordsmiths. These pieces of human garbage are always like, I can talk my way out of this and convince everybody it's not my fault. Just fucking go. Go and be glad I'm that kind.
And that's our news.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. This week sucked. I hope to be more optimistic about certain things going forward. So at least I can hold on to that.
Yeah, like this week was almost no news and then all of that. And it's just...
Yeah, single page document nightmare to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last chunk we just did was last 24 hours, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who knows?
12.
Who knows what sort of skeletons stumble out of closets over the next few days. But I'm not going to worry about that because this is a recording. And the current Dan has reached the end of the news document, which means he has to end the show. Bob, are we playing Evergrace?
I don't know. We could probably find something more fun.
Okay, that sounds good. I did want to play.
I was about to ask, am I showing up for an Evergrace death stream on Sunday?
You know what? We don't know, but the audience does because it will have already happened.
son of a
I
bitch.
forgot to bring it up, but I am playing Dark Souls Remastered again.
Oh yeah, you did forget to bring that up.
I thought you stopped playing Dark Souls Remastered.
Yeah, well, he picked it up again.
Yeah. I only stopped for like a few hours. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just there is no theme month die here on GigaBoots, so I'm just hoping we get to live. The audience and their thirst for theme months gets to languish and die. I want to stream SimCity on the Super NES, so maybe we'll get to do that in the next few days. Who knows? SimCity on the Super NES is really great. It's got great music. It's a very chill game. I've literally been wanting to stream that for about 2 months now, so I get that sometime soon. I don't know what Bob is wanting to play, but I assume there's also some stream Bob would like to do.
Potentially.
Hey, KZ, what have you got going on in the next week?
I finished both my daily Let's Plays, so I'm super free.
That's I'm gonna be co-hosting it ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be co-hosting an EverQuest 2 stream that you're doing.
Yeah, we get the pizza command.
Get that /pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna get our /pizza. Think outside the bun.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna be working on Supercuts lately, which is the one piece of video work that's really fun for me to do, among other things. So you may see a couple of things related to that coming out. But yeah, I'm going to be resting because I've been crunching on content for, when was February?
That was
4 months ago. 5.
Yeah, that. And I've been up for about 21 hours and want to be dead real bad.
Yeah. Okay, well, look forward to the supercuts. They're always really good. You got that Last of Us 2 one out. That was excellent.
Yeah, that went out.
People should go check that out. Just go to kzexcellent.com.
Gonna try and do a Smash one soon. I just want to do one more stream worth of stuff for that.
You want to play more Smash?
I do.
I want to play more Smash too.
I guess I want to play with you.
Oh.
I just said I guess. Oh, you.
By the time you hear this, I'll be done with Danganronpa completely. There will be no more.
Good.
Thank
It'll
God.
be all over until they announce the 10th anniversary game later this year, and I have to play that.
At least then I'll be excited because finally it'll be something new that I can experience also. We can do our one-on-one spoiler cast.
And once I'm done with that, since my PC isn't working, I guess I'll be streaming, maybe, by the time you hear this, at least one of those will have happened, maybe. Deadly Premonition Origins on Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
You're like, since my, I gotta wait on my fan, I thought you were gonna say, I guess I'll be there on their EverQuest stream.
No, I'll be streaming the incredible Deadly Premonition Origins. I hope they actually fixed that port like multiple people said they did, and I don't clip through the floor.
And the squirrel sounds like a monkey.
Because that already happened on one stream. We don't need to do it again.
Hey, Dan, what do you have going on next week? I'm going to buy a bunch of old Namco Museum games and just rank them.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support the GB Podcast Network, head on over to patreon.com/GB Podcast so that way you can get exclusive behind the scenes on stuff, other content. There's a lot of content. It's basically non-ending avalanche of content. So head on over there, become a $5 backer or a Podlord today. Month's GigaBoots videos have erupted into reality thanks to the money magic of our executive producers. Esme, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Spaceman Spiff, Star Falcon, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, Zenki Kongetsu, and Adam Admar. Thank you very much to our executive producers.
And also these guys.
If you want to become powerful like our executive producers, you can head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.